Here we are, Legion Hangout. Brought to you by Legion Ain't Here, buddy. Just Fat Stacks. Up at 4:30 in the morning where I'm at. Legion. He's probably in bed, taking a nap, sleeping in, getting his feet rubbed or something. Some that crazy stuff. Anyways, how you guys doing? Welcome to Friday. Are you excited? Mission Impossible came out this week. Actors and writers are on strike, so nothing new coming down the pipeline for a while, movie and TV wise. And I don't know who we can talk about. What I should talk about? Hop on in, ping me if you want the link. Otherwise, you can sit here and look at me. I don't know how long I'll sit here and talk to myself, but um, yeah, interesting week. I really have a busy day today. I'll be not no only slabs this weekend. We'll be doing. I got my big barbecue, big cookout. So no only slabs, but I hear Remy. They tune in over to Remy's channel. Lonely slabs. Yeah. So reach out to him if you want to join Lonely Slabs. Um, yeah, absolutely, Mister. Let's see who else we got going on here. So Lonely Slabs, no only slabs. Big. I will put some barbecue stuff up um, during the course of the weekend. We picked up, went and picked up. Just so you guys have an idea of the scale. So went and picked up 3 briskets, 4 pork shoulders, and a shit ton of chicken and shit ton of sausage. Exactly how much is a shit ton? Well, I don't know. It's kind of ambiguous, but it's a lot that you can be sure of. So that's the menu plan. We got about a gallon of barbecue sauce I made up, and yeah, finally to save me from floundering all by myself, here's at least somebody. How you doing there, buddy? Oh no, can you not hear me?
I can now.
Oh,
It just loaded.
oh yeah. That not instant. You're faster for me than I am for you. Yeah, I agree, Larry. It is way too effing early. It's too early for the host, apparently. What's the first thing to usually run out at your barbecue? I never run out of anything at my barbecue. I,
Nothing?
I've always made sure that there's more than the guests can eat.
Not
I'm
even a
usually,
side?
the sides I don't pay attention to because I don't. So the way I do my annual barbecue is a while back I said, look, I provide the meat and I provide the drinks, folks. Everybody comes, brings either an appetizer, a side, or a dessert. And
Okay.
hey, thank you for becoming a member of the Legion, there, Larry. And so that's not even patience. Actually, I tell you, the first thing that actually probably runs out is usually either the keg of beer or the keg of root beer, one or the other. But um, the yeah, no, we have everybody bring stuff. So yeah, I'm sure that there's a side that runs out here and there, but I don't know what's coming from the sides aspect. It just people bring stuff and it shows up, and it's always worked out brilliant. And then I don't have to worry about making like gallons of beans or tub
Yeah.
huge portions of slaw and stuff, and everybody just brings because everybody wants to bring something anyways, or they bring something anyways that you didn't when you don't tell them to, and then you end up with all these
Hmm.
little things. So I just said, forget it. Here's everybody just bring something, and you don't even have to regulate it because when you have a large shindig, enough people will bring enough variety of stuff. It always works out.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah.
you provide the most expensive stuff,
Yes, I do all the meat.
meat and the drinks.
Right. Well, and as far as the drinks go, I've long since learned I've made it a lot easier on myself because I used to buy like all these different trying to buy variety. Okay, I need Cokes and I need Diet Cokes and I need Sprites and I need this, right? I got rid of all that crap. Got rid of all that hassle, and I have those big 5-gallon jugs, right? like work site jugs, and
Hmm.
I got one that's a 7 gallon. 7 gallon one
Okay.
gets filled with water. One of them gets filled with lemonade. One of them gets filled with iced tea. One of them gets filled with Hawaiian punch or Kool Aid tropical punch. Right. Then I have a keg of root beer and I have a keg of beer, and
I'd be
that's it.
interested in how's the keg of root beer taste? Because
Phenomenal,
it's
dude.
got to taste good.
It is the hit of the party every year. Um, and by far that's really about all you need. And then I tell people, look, if you want something specific,
Bring
bring
it.
it. But when you leave, take it. Because the worst thing that used to happen in the early days is, you'd have all this stuff. People would bring their own beers and all this stuff, and then next thing you know, they would drink something else, either what you had already provided or something else, and then you'd get stuck with like 27 different mixed bottles of beer and stuff. It's like, what do I do with this? I feel bad dumping it, but I'm not going to drink this stuff.
Hmm.
And so yeah, no, I just started. There's a local brewery. We go there and we just get something like, hey, you know what? We know that what's really popular is that this beer, this Gordon beer Schmarzen or whatever. It's like, give me something like that. And they go, oh yeah, okay, here you go, boom. That's always it's very not it's not overly hoppy and everything else. Nice beer. Everybody seems to love it. But root beer, nothing's better than getting pictures of your kids learning how to tap a keg and standing at a keg with a red Solo cup, teaching mom, "Hey, mom, look." Um, and what's cool is they give you the little brewery that we go to. They give you the jockey box if you get two kegs like that. So we get because we get the 5 gallon kegs, not the huge kegs, right? And then they give you the ice chest that's got the two pull handles that you load up with ice and around the coils and everything. So that way it's all nice, super cold. It's brilliant. Yeah, you would. I'm
Oh,
bringing
that's
it.
just wrong.
You know, I remember. So it's hilarious. I, obviously at military school we drink a lot of natty light,
Hey,
but
evil.
um, when I got married, the uh, the we came back from our honeymoon. Our best man and our maid of honor had the key to our apartment because they went and dropped stuff off for us after we had gone off on our honeymoon. Well, they decided to set up the house and do different things or the apartment. And when we walked in the apartment, the first thing I saw there was like an empty can of Nat Light on the counter. And I was like, oh, who the fuck came in the house and goddamn drink shit beer? And my wife opens up the fridge and she goes, I think I found the rest. The fridge was packed as full as you could. The butter opener, the little vegetable drawer, everything loaded with Nat Light. And then it was like, there was like because there was like a note on the fridge that said, start here and drink this. And then there was like post-its and led you like back to the bedroom. And then like they taken like all my wife's stuffed animals and like outfitted them with all kinds of adult toys. And just man, the things that Odie was doing to Garfield, oof.
Yeah, that's a good little prank there, except for having to dump all that beer. That's the downside.
We took it all out and I loaded it in the closet for the longest time. And every time my buddy showed up, my guy was my best man. That's what he was forced to drink when he came to my house.
Mm.
But yeah, hey, it's Blue Label. Want a Bud Ice Light? Oh my God! Uh,
Yeah.
it was. We knew you were in trouble back in the day when before you would drink Nat Light, you'd go, okay, we got to prime our pump, so let's drink some Keystone. That's how you knew you were
Oh,
poor.
that's not good.
Or you ended up drinking even worse. You ended up drinking like Milwaukee's Best, which was just. I think back in the day, you could buy a case of bar bottles for $5. It was not good beer.
No, no, that's not good beer at all.
Let's see. Say hello to people. What the hell? Blue Hellion Comics. Good morning. What kind of shenanigans are in store for YouTube? I don't know. Depends on what Alan and I decide to do to this place. Because the owner of this establishment. It's no staki. Holy moly! I'm not quite sure. Yeah, Mr. Beckerman. I love watching his art segments that he does on your channel. Hey everybody, it's Beckerman.
Yeah, I know.
I
like
love that.
Too.
Of course, that was actually you who said good morning, guys, not Beckerman.
That was me,
Why?
but it's all right. Beckerman.
He's been running the channel, sort of. Yeah. Good morning, there, brothers and sisters. Brother John, thank you. There's Beckerman. You know, because it says right there, Beckerman. That's how you know the difference between him and not him. Is the name.
It's early for you.
It's true story. Yeah, it is. Morning Comic Man. And it's also early for Larry.
Is he out there with you?
I think Larry's out west-ish. I don't know. Morning, Brian. How are you? I should send Brian a link too. I gotta get people. Rob is handling shite.
Shite.
That's true. Mike, how you doing? Happy to have you here. Chaos in Comics. Doing that is known as the Beckerman.
What is that?
Well,
going with Natty Light and then drinking everybody's expensive.
Or is that making beer batter pancakes the next day?
Ooh.
Let's see. We did that there, but I brought waffles. I hear that Nick might be. Well, don't bring waffles. Make a decision. Get it? Anyways, I could see four tall boys for $1. Yeah. Old England. Oh, Olympia. That was my dad's beer. Was Olympia. I just always remember that name. Hey, it's Beckerman.
Hello, it's Beckerman.
I love that. I don't know why that just makes me smile every time I hear it. It's like, oh, look at that. California, Oregon border coast. Yeah.
I have a unique affect to
up.
my voice.
An affect. Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fancy of you.
Right? Well, I'm what I call Midwest fancy.
Ooh, you own 2 pair of boots.
Oh, whoa. Even if I could, I wouldn't flaunt my wealth like that. That's just not the way I was raised. So I was listening to the part about the root beer, and it intrigues me because I like really good root beer.
Yes.
Same.
So what's the best you found out by you?
Out west, because it is a regional distribution, is, in my opinion, Henry Weinhardt's root beer is one of the best. Henry Weinhardt.
And I've heard of that one. Yeah, I don't know if it was from you, but I've heard about it.
They're a beer company, I think they still are a beer company. And then during Prohibition, they made a bunch of sodas, and now they have a huge amount of their business is actually in doing root beer, orange cream soda, black cherry cream soda, various different sodas. But root beer is by far their all. I know for a while, when I would look at lists, for a short time I dabbled with some root beer aficionados who had this list compiled from all around the country, including regionals. Every list I would ever look at, Henry Weinhardt's is usually in the top 10.
Okay. I don't know where my favorite ones would land, but so my top 3 usually goes as follows.
As long as you don't say Virgil's, we can be friends.
No. You probably never heard of it. Do you know what the Amana colonies are? Little Amana colonies?
No.
It's a Mennonite community in eastern Iowa, but it's kind of like tchotchke shops, stuff like that. It's about 30 miles west of Iowa City, and they've got restaurants, a lot of German-inspired food, and anyway, Amana makes a really good root beer I like. I'm also a big fan of Potosi Brewery's root beer in
Okay.
Wisconsin, southwestern Wisconsin. Uh, Theirs is actually my favorite, and they claim it's because of the water they use. That area gets all of its water from limestone aquifers.
Oh, I thought they were using a very special dihydrogen monoxide version.
Haha, H2O. No, I will say this: like the tap water, even in those areas, tastes like better than any water I've ever had.
Mm.
And they claim it comes from the effect of the limestone on the water.
Interesting.
As long as it's not lead poisoning, I don't care.
That's right. Have you had Sprectors?
Yeah, they're pretty good
I know that's a
for
regional
what
one,
you can
sort of
find
that
in a
general area.
grocery store.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, I like the
Potosi's
the
probably my
the honey
favorite.
finish on it, but yeah, the Henry Weinhardt's has got a vanilla finish, which I really like. The reason I said Virgil's, you and I can't be friends if you like Virgil's, is it for people who don't know, Virgil's has a black licorice finish, and black licorice just doesn't. I don't know. It's nothing. I gotta think that when I hear people like internationally who don't like root beer, and I understand it because root beer to them tastes kind of cough syrupy type stuff, but I think that they must be drinking like black licorice finished fucking root beer because those are like, that would make it that much worse. But,
Evil
you like Barks. Okay.
Evil's Comics. Do you guys have Culver's in Colorado?
A&W.
We have one here.
You have a Culver's? I like Culver's root beer for like
just like
kind of an A&W or any of those.
I always like the Mug
kind of places.
Mug was always my preference as far as like the big, what I call like the big three. Of Mug root beer and Mug A&W and Dad's.
Well, Taylor, you live in the
Barks,
land of Culver's.
Yeah, it's just true. The closest to a Culver's I am is when I go to my son when I'm staying in St. George, Utah. But everyone I've met in Europe thinks we're crazy to drink root beer and Dr. Pepper. Yeah. Well, root beer and is not a flavor that most people like outside of the U.S. It's a very U.S. thing. What is interesting, there's a video I watched. There's some family in New Zealand that do different things and try shit, and they had somebody had sent them root beer or something, and they tried it, and they all just didn't like it. And then somebody else said, "Well, that's because you did it wrong." And then they told me they had to do they had to do root beer floats. And when they dropped to the vanilla ice cream in the root beer, and they were like completely changed, like that this was like the fucking greatest thing on the planet. Yeah, we have In-N-Out, but In-N-Out is shite, brother. I'm sorry.
Hey, Taylor, do you have is Michael's frozen custard still a thing around Madison? I have like very fond memories as a child of Michael's frozen custard. We would always stop there on the way to our cottage.
What's funny for Michael's is my son, on the other hand, will only like drink root beers. When he was growing up, this root beer was one of those non-caffeinated drinks, right? It was like always Sprite and root beer didn't have caffeine, and so like those are the things you let your kid have. And so my son developed a flavor for root beer and just loves it, and it's pretty much what he drinks, other than iced tea all the time nowadays. In-N-Outs are gross. Good, exactly. Okay. See, unfortunately, most Californians just seem to love In-N-Out, and I don't understand the fascination, because if you've never been there, I mean, yeah, okay, you can. It's like a freaking ant colony. The number of workers there are. I mean, it's definitely not like a McDonald's where there's like 2.5 people working there. I mean, it's like every shift has like 25 fucking employees working there, moving about, doing their one little task, and they churn out their burgers, a lot of them, and they're fresh, and the produce is fresh, but it's an okay burger. It's nothing fabulous. And their French fries, yeah, okay, they take the potatoes and they freaking put them through the slicer right there. So again, they're fresh fries are not. Well, but the 2 seconds after they've served them to you, once they start to cool, they're garbage. The only thing that's good there is like their milkshake. And I don't need to go if I'm going to go to a burger place. I don't care about the milkshake. I mean, I'm going there for the burger. So,
Yeah, I'm not super into In-N-Out. The 2 times I had it, I didn't think it was. I didn't understand the hype. Kind of like you said, it was fine. I wasn't unhappy. I thought it was a little expensive for what I got.
Right.
It seemed like a more poorly priced Steak and Shake.
Working on it.
Yeah. I much prefer if I'm gonna, from the burger chains and stuff. I much prefer either a Five Guys. Five Guys, I think, is better than them, but I prefer. Well, out here it's Carl's Jr. I guess out there it's Hardee's.
Chaos, would you be able to teach me how to do that?
I like to bring my milkshake to the yard.
I'd like him to teach me, but I'm concerned that he might charge me.
Well, yeah. Everything has a price.
Five Guys is overpriced. It's not cheap, but I guess you're gonna have more fries than you know what to do with. I mean,
yeah.
That's the but I'll be honest, again, this each place as you go up in a burger, right, things get more expensive. Like we eat Red Robin more often than any other place, but that's not cheap, and that's not a fast food burger by any stretch of the imagination. So, but or we have another place like we just had last night. There's a place out here called Habit Burger.
Yeah, to me, Freddy's, Five Guys, In-N-Out, they all kind of fall into this same category of meh. I think it's all just personal preference. Like my favorite is Culver's because I grew up near Wisconsin, and that's what we had growing up. I think like you fall in love with the kind of fast food you grow up on. Sure,
and at least it's, and we're talking about those places. Those places are kind of what I kind of call like the fast food tier 2, right? They're not when you think of they're.
Better than McDonald's,
right? Yeah,
but what isn't
exactly? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you. It's like it's not
McDonald's. And what is with everybody? Okay, pause. Sorry to interrupt, Rob. No, but what is with everybody suddenly giving a shit about Grimace?
I don't know. Where did he come from? I mean, Grimace has been gone off the discussion table for years. Along with
now they're like, we've got to celebrate Grimace.
What? I mean. What about Mayor McCheese? What about Officer Big Mac? What about Early Bird McBird? The Fry Guys. I haven't seen any of them in like for years.
I was thinking they got to celebrate his birthday. I was like, what about last year? You didn't celebrate it last year. Why are you celebrating it this year?
Yeah, it's his birthday. Yeah, suddenly after all the missed birthdays, we're like, you know what? We're going to remember Grimace this year. And I always thought that the word Grimace was a good mascot for McDonald's because Grimace is exactly what I make the next morning.
It's, maybe he was visiting a hamburger upstate. I don't know.
Tyler doesn't like Grimace.
Are they doing like a special milkshake or something for him or something? Is that what's
they did.
And then you go there and they're out of ice cream.
The ice cream machine is broken.
Yeah, the ice cream machine's broken, so they can't make you the special shake they have.
Oh, because the special shake was made out of ice cream instead of their milkshake stuff?
I don't know, but that's what they say.
Because McDonald's milkshakes aren't made with the ice cream machine. It's like
the shape of Grimace also seems to be inappropriate.
Well, he's just he's a shapeless entity, kind of just a blob, a purple blob, if you will. But I mean, that was the thing I remember McDonald's used to have the McDonald's land stuff, and you go out there, and how many times you get caught and trapped inside of Officer Big Mac's head, fucking stuck there with the bars, and I don't know. I'm Grimace shaped. Oh, there you are. If you're purple,
that explains a lot.
If you dye yourself purple, you could go to kids' parties, I suppose.
At least Taco Bell has 85% beef now. What's the other 15?
Exactly.
The meat of their enemies.
But that was a thing. No, it was a thing though for a while. Taco Bell was like they couldn't. Somebody came down. I remember there was an article a couple years back where they were being told they weren't allowed to call it beef anymore because it didn't meet a certain percentage or something. So that it was various other fillers. So then they had to.
Please read Tyler's comment, Rob.
Just a fat stack of nuggets. Nice. Okay, buddy.
Oh, you two, like father and son.
What did I do?
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do with that kid? I tell you.
You did your best, Rob, to raise him right, but
I think his mother's fault.
that boy ain't right.
That's right.
Damn it, Bobby.
I'll tell you.
You tried to teach him about slabs and slab accessories, and he went putting them on his Pokemons.
That was our first sign. We knew we should have drowned him in the pool right then and there, or the tub. I guess it's the tub. You don't want to do it outside of the pool where the neighbors might see or hear.
Exactly.
Do it in the tub that's down in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you gonna do? But the
So is the shopkeeper of this here store ever going to show up, or
je ne sais quoi. Have you? Let me ask you a question. So, as long as we're talking, let's talk. As long as we're talking burgers and food and stuff, why not? So you mentioned McDonald's. What have your thoughts since they've changed what they're doing with some of their patties? The lower end burgers, not their big ones. They've changed now with the seasoning and the putting on top.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't eat McDonald's anymore. I don't stay up late. I don't go out, so there's no opportunity to eat McDonald's at 2 a.m., which is the only acceptable time to eat McDonald's. It's kind of like my Denny's rule. It's not like you ever left the house in your life saying, I'm going to eat at Denny's tonight. Denny's is where you end up. It's not the destination.
Were you allowed to go to Denny's if you weren't in high school and coming back from a prom or something? I mean, I thought at 11 o'clock that was the thing. Like you had to be coming back from a dance with a group of high schoolers.
Yeah. Right. Nobody plans to go to Denny's. It's where you end up. It's not a destination.
You've never had a burger. You've only ever had nuggets. Well, that tells me your age right there. Because when I was a kid, McDonald's didn't have fucking nuggets. It was when we ate burgers. A Happy Meal was a cheeseburger or a hamburger. That was it. I remember when nuggets were introduced, but
geez, I don't know if I even remember that.
Yeah, it was in the 80s. It was around the time of the McDLT. That's when
I do remember when nugget sauce was extremely limited in options. Sweet sour was basically
sweet sour barbecue and then honey.
Yeah,
and then that was like it initially, I think. And honey wasn't really a sauce, but it was just something they had for their tea.
Wow, Tyler's getting really upset by not acknowledging the word McNuggets.
Oh, well, nuggies. How about that? For all you Star Wars-y fans.
Or,
yeah, there's something about eating getting a variety pack. Here's my problem with McNuggets. I get a 20-pack of nuggets or something, and there's 4 different shapes.
The boot's my favorite. It tastes the best.
I mean, they're just fucking boiling chicken and pressing it into a mold. Originally, only 2 sauces. Yeah,
the boot's the best though. That's where the flavor comes from. Is the boot,
the Szechuan sauce. Yeah, but anyways, I was saying so. I don't know. So lately they've done this. They do this thing right now on their smaller patties, I guess. So the ones that go in the cheeseburgers, hamburgers, Big Macs, the double cheeseburgers, the daily double. They now they grill the onion. They throw the onions on the grill, the diced onions on the grill, and then put the burger patty on top of it and season it. And so you're getting grilled caramelized onions with it. And what's really funny is usually when I go there, because I'm always, if I get something, I buy value. right? I like a Big Mac, but I'm not an idiot. I understand that a Big Mac is a fucking double cheeseburger with extra fucking bread and some funky sauce in it, and caught for 3 times the price. So I usually end up getting things like the daily double, which is like a, 2 of those patties and lettuce and tomato and stuff all together. But they put raw onions on it. What's so funny is you get now grilled now since they started to do this change, you end up with grilled onions and raw onions. Very bizarre.
There's just something that tickles me about saying
All right.
I'm looking for value at a McDonald's.
Well, when I go to any restaurant, I always look at. So here's the thing: like as I've gotten older, I'm an old fucking man, right? I sit there and look at menus and stuff, and I go, that is basic. That is the same thing as this or whatever. I'm not paying for that, right? If I could get 2 double cheeseburgers for less than a Big Mac and have twice as much food, right? I can even throw away 1 bun and make it now it's a double Big Mac. That's
I don't know. I can't escape the looking for value at a McDonald's.
well when you get a little old.
I'm not a chump here, McDonald's. You're gonna treat me fair.
I'm not paying for your overpriced bloated stuff. I'm gonna, yeah. Look, I don't know. It's something that when I was younger, no, I was all about, yeah, give me that Big Mac, give me that quarter pounder.
It was a lot cheaper back then too.
Well, I mean, look, what a Big Mac is? It's their small patty, right? It's 2 cheeseburgers with 3 buns, and they charge you what, $7 for a fucking Big Mac now? I think
I used to do the 5 for $5 at Arby's and throw away 3 sets of buns and just make 2 super roast beef sandwiches.
Right, exactly. Yeah, hack yourself.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Give yourself a big, say, give me a Big Mac, hold the middle bun. Yeah, that's good.
Well, that's just dumb.
No, if you're cutting carbs, it's a good way. Why have all that extra bread?
And all that lettuce.
Wimpy? Did Evil Mike just call you Wimpy?
I could pay for my burgers.
Yeah, he doesn't need to wait till Wednesday to pay.
I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today, sir. No.
Tuesday. I forgot the day of the week.
Yeah, see? Well, it's a ripoff, yeah. Actually, what I miss is they used to make the Mac snack wrap. And I miss the snack wrap. And here's why. I like the flavor of a Big Mac. But when you're driving, when you go through a drive-through, because McDonald's, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to
eat. Nobody's going inside.
Right. And I'm trying to eat while I'm driving. A Big Mac is a messy motherfucking burger. And I don't want that shit all over the inside of my car. But now all of a sudden you take that patty and stuff and you put it inside of a tortilla. All of a sudden it's much easier to contain and it doesn't get all over the place.
Shouldn't your burger towel be taking care of that?
It ends up going all over the fucking place.
You guys have a burger towel in your car, right?
No.
Look at this. He's joined us. Ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that hair. That's my little bad boy.
Legion of Comics.
What a scamp.
He was wondering if we would talk about something other than McDonald's and get to like the 87-cent dozen donuts from Krispy Kreme.
We need to get back to burger towels here. Who has a burger towel currently in their car?
I have a towel that's in my car, but
yeah, a towel that I put on because I don't want to mess my clothes up at the fast food place. So I have a towel in my car that I tuck into my shirt to eat my McDonald's or whatever I stop for. The burger towel, it protects your clothes.
Yes, yeah, that's why I like
super roast beef sandwich towel.
Yeah, whatever. Just a towel.
Mark's not eating roast beef. He's just kidding you.
No, I just like the idea. I miss the Arby's 5 for $5. That used to be like the best deal in town.
That was the best deal ever.
So
the death of the 5 for $5 really changed my life.
A bib, yeah. That's
exactly it.
It's a burger towel. I'm a man.
Burger towel. No,
a burger towel was allegedly
jerkin rag.
Allegedly invented by the great Arn Anderson.
I tell you, in my car, it's often called the drool rag because I have a hound dog, so it's getting the drool before it gets all over the furniture. But Mike just says he carries a bib. Yeah.
I have a burger towel. I actually have the official Arn Anderson burger towel now.
There you go.
Cornette makes a burger towel too. It's an old wrestler thing. They would stuff the towels in their shirts so that originally Arn said he did it because his wife would complain that the shirts he brought home for laundry were too dirty, so he started using towels that he stole from hotels from the night before.
Look, as a larger man who oftentimes wears some of the food that he eats, I've been known when I sit at the table, especially depending upon if I'm wearing lighter colored shirts, to get the kitchen apron and put the kitchen apron on.
Frickin' Tyler's cracking me up today. There you go, folks. His vote is for sale. Bring back the 5 for 5 presidential order.
You know, hopeful. We know though that's just not going to happen. Not the 5 for 5, but I mean him breeding. Thank God. Kicked by a mule. But today, Friday, July 14th, guys. If you buy 1 dozen donuts at Krispy Kreme, you can get another dozen for 87 cents.
Yeah, but then I have to eat at Krispy Kreme.
This is true, but that's a lot of sugar.
No, that is too much sugar.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I agree, but it's a lot of sugar.
Mark, we believe that you just woke up. Now run a comb through your hair. Nobody gives a crap. Play like a champion.
Hmm?
Wake up. We had to wait for you.
You see,
Is that like the Klondike bar? Instead of what would you do for a Klondike bar? What would you do for brisket made by Rob? That'd be good. Yeah.
Here comes
Bring back your breakfast pita.
Jesus.
You asked for it, Rob. Here, I'll help you. There you go. Tyler says to Rob, "My wife can't have kids, Brian."
I think
That was the joke.
No, that wasn't the joke.
That offensive comment. Lisa is now crying.
Which I know is A, not true, but B.
Yeah, very, very not true.
But
At
B,
least
I said that he can't breed. Not that he can't breed with her. He can't breed, period.
Yeah. Is it can't or shouldn't?
He thinks he can, but, it's like the little engine that could, he really can't.
Happy Friday.
I want Taco Bell breakfast.
Oh, Tyler.
Put pants on. And,
I don't think I've ever had Taco Bell breakfast.
No, it's funny. Is like breakfast burritos and things are a thing, but I would never think to go to Taco Bell for them.
Oh.
Too many other good Well, of course, I live in California, so there's a place to get a good breakfast burrito like every 32 feet. Most of them are on wheels.
Back in the day, we don't have them around here anymore, but Shoney's used to have an awesome breakfast because they were this was like before Golden Corral, especially even before that place opened up. But Shoney's would have like the little breakfast buffet, like a portion of their salad bar would be dedicated to breakfast items in the morning.
I'm in favor of any salad bar not serving salad.
Is it really a salad bar or buffet?
Hey, bacon bits go on a salad bar, therefore bacon
buffet?
is salad.
I believe it's pronounced Buffett. Jimmy Buffett didn't give his life for you to call it a buffet.
A lot of food trucks popping up this summer. Well, I'm just talking about, around here. Yeah, there's especially food trucks, but I'll tell you, for breakfast burrito, you just need the plain generic Roach Coach, man. There's a lot of goddamn good breakfast burritos coming off the Roach Coaches, man. As well as, of course, every taqueria and everything else. Krispy Kreme gives me a headache. You know what I used to say was actually like their glazed donuts. I used to say like just made my teeth hurt. There's just so much sugar.
So much sugar, my teeth hurt.
Exactly.
Now I kind of want breakfast. I didn't, but you guys made it sound good.
Well, you know what I mean? It's always been the worst for me though. Is like if I eat IHOP, because my son, I used to take my son to IHOP when my youngest was born. I wanted to spend one-on-one time with my son, give him so because the new baby was there and everything else. So I started taking him to IHOP once a week. Every Saturday it was special dad and him time. We'd go to IHOP. He'd get some pancakes for us. I get back. I tell her, it's like clockwork. 45 minutes from when we get home from IHOP, it's time to go pass a bill through Parliament, if you know what I mean.
What are you saying?
Well, I'm saying that sometimes you got to pass legislation, and you hope that there's no filibuster.
And you don't have time.
But sometimes you just got to push that bill through committee, and get it before the forum. What's great is there's a billion fucking
Metaphors.
yeah, that you can use with fucking legislature and fucking shit. Exactly. That's how you know you're living life right when your teeth hurt. and because of the food you eat, not because somebody punched you in the mouth, right?
Yeah.
Because So good morning there, Mark.
Hey.
Anything exciting this week for you? I mean, you went and saw Mission Impossible. You
Oh,
like
man.
it?
Yeah, first off, exciting would be I made it to Friday. I'm awake. I'm here. It's just busy this time of year, and I'm excited because this is the final weekend standing in the way between myself and Becker's dual vacations.
Yeah, we're both going on vacation at the
Together.
same time.
Are you guys sharing a room?
Separate but the same is
Oh.
How Becker said it. That's how he
Oh.
described it. It's separate.
Actually, I prefer when Mark nests inside of me like Han in a tauntaun.
Well,
I
is
just
it-
kind of lay there, and he splits my belly open and climbs on in.
Did Mike say separate or same, or did he say separate but equal?
He said same.
Okay.
Oh no, I never want equality.
Oh my god.
But me and the wife,
I think that's
saw
dangerous.
the new Mission Impossible at one of the early access premiere events. We actually,
So good.
She said so good, so good. It was. And we actually had one of those little early event thingies, and we were able to pull it off, and it was a blast. I hope everybody gets an opportunity to see it. It's definitely one that's made for the big screen. Good.
Exactly.
And Larry.
I thought Becker would go on that on the outside. Well.
True.
Another thing, I watched Mission Impossible. I stopped watching Secret Invasion. I gotta watch that new Superman cartoon episode.
Like it's your job.
Yeah, it's a task.
Why did you stop Secret Invasion?
Because it's just boring and useless.
I started
it.
I started to watch the first episode and I fell asleep, and so I said, you know what? This is only 6 episodes. I'm just gonna let them get all 6 episodes out, and then I'm gonna sit down and watch. I'll binge it.
Just go watch the last episode and call it a job well done. I'll do like I did with Miss Marvel. It's lost the plot for me. So it's not like there's not really much to criticize because there's nothing really to it, but there's nothing positive to say about it either. There's no reason for me to suggest anyone go watch it. There's nothing that makes it good. It's just exists. That's all. So,
is it just me, or does it sound like Mark's on a different microphone today?
I might be wrong. Let me check. Let's see. Audio. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's coming through the computer.
Yeah. Sounds like a cheap PIMS microphone instead of a nice microphone.
How does that sound?
Oh, see, there you go. There's the silky voice.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So I was reading.
That's crazy. You can tell the difference.
Rob's the only one who ever does.
I as years in the audio industry and stuff, I can I'll hear people on mics go, "Oh, you're in a room with hardwood floors and big glass windows, aren't you?" And they're all, "Yeah, how can you know?" Oh, I can hear all the sound reflections coming off the walls and the stuff.
Because I'm in your walls.
Tyler said he stopped watching Secret Invasion as well.
Apparently, a lot of
What's
people have,
based?
according to the ratings, because I mean, it hasn't been.
No one's watching it, Pierre. No one started watching it. When I say no one, I don't mean literally not a person on the planet. I mean no one is in this show is regretful that they spent money on it at this point.
I think Jeezy really nailed it for me. I don't know the characters, so I don't really feel the stakes.
You don't know Nick Fury?
Well, no, I mean the everybody else they're expecting. Like they want me to give a crap about Talos's daughter. I don't care because I don't know who she is.
Or Talos, for that matter, don't care.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Really don't care about any of the stakes.
And what's interesting is it's a 6-episode series. And I mentioned this after the first episode. I'm like, it wasn't bad. It was fine. I guess we're going to have to spend some time watching it to feel invested in the characters and blah. The normal things that you would say about a show that you're starting with new characters. You have to learn about them, watch a couple episodes to know who you're supposed to care about. Well, even after 4 episodes and after deaths, people dying in the show, it's still no one. Like, I don't care. You're not convincing me. The dialogue is still absolutely atrocious. The editing and like the sequencing through this show is something that looks like that I would put out. Like somebody with no experience in it. It's just bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just fell asleep, which I do watching almost anything these days. It seems like I sit. My recliner is a freaking rack monster. It just grabs a hold of me and like puts me out. But yeah, so I figured I'll just binge it. 6 of most of these shows have been to the point where they have an ebb and a flow about them that where you sit there and you go, you're waiting until it all comes together and they throw everything together at the end. So it's like, don't make me do this over 6 weeks where I fucking dread this and I feel vested in it. Let me just do it all at once.
Yeah. So the Super Scroll character in it, like the main bad guy's done juiced himself up with scroll powers, and they teased it in episode 2 when Gaia was in front of the computer looking at like their list. They don't have the Fantastic Four to pull the powers from, so they have like the Extremis power and Groot's ability, and who gives a shit.
And using Extremis just makes it feel like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which if you're trying to make me think this is a big level production, making me feel like it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get the only good thing, or the best thing that could come out of this, I think, for me, and I haven't watched any of it, is if in the end this could be we can use this to bring in, we can get. There's been rumors that Daisy was coming back from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and into
Quake,
Quake. If we could use this as an avenue to bring her into the.
Don't get me wrong. Like this show can absolutely do a 180 if they bring Ward back. I like Daisy, but you bring Ward back?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm in.
Bring them both back so we can get some more of that dynamic between the two of them.
Yeah, let's go. Like if that dude can carry that show, he can carry this show. He might He might still be recovering from carrying the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The only secret invasion I'm interested in is Mark cutting Becker open while he sleeps and climbing inside him like a Don. Wow. People are fascinated by this idea.
Not an invasion. That's an invitation. That's called
He's not invading anything. I'm like opening my body up to him.
That's the little known sequel to Secret Invasion. It's Secret Invitation, and the secret is we're all invited.
Potentially, I could see that.
Yeah, my burger towel can clean up after.
But I'd be happy to see almost anybody as Afra. But
because that would mean they're making Afra in the Ahsoka show. Was she one of the characters that popped up in the trailer?
I
saw people with hats on. Was one of them her?
I didn't see.
I saw people with hats on.
I didn't see anything with Afra.
Oh, I love you, Mark.
See people with hats on.
That show visually looked gorgeous from that trailer. Visually, it looked amazing.
The complaints have already started.
Oh, Hellion, are you talking about a Royale with cheese?
I have. I've learned not to get excited for for Star Wars just from a trailer. They've
Well,
taught me. I learned my lesson. I
It's-
pro too many times. So I see that trailer. I'm like, hey, wow, look how great special effects look for metal objects, and that's
Right.
literally what's happening. Like the trailer looks good because they do computerized scenes and metal objects very well, and it tricks everyone and makes us think this should be great. And then we get there, and they're like, ha ha ha, tricked you. And they hold our head underwater while they laugh at us.
Well, the complaints that I've read thus far aren't actually about it's Star Wars people being Star Wars people eating
Hashtag
the
girl boss.
or even for this matter what comic book people do, which is like going, well, you're adapting a story, right, that existed.
I don't know.
Well, the Heir to the Empire was with Thrawn.
Aren't they just baiting with that? They're doing just like a Rebels thing, right? This isn't Heir to the Empire.
Right, this is kind of a Rebels, and it kind of leads into Heir to the Empire because the Heir to the Empire thing is supposed to come. But what they've done, what people are complaining about, there you go, nice.
Read it last night. This was so good. Shockwave's a beast. Sorry.
People are complaining is that they're going, oh, they're taking Ahsoka and they're replacing Luke with Ahsoka, and they're doing the same shit where because in the trailer they had this whole thing of that Ahsoka said something about like not finishing her training. It's like, oh, so now she was training somebody and she didn't complete his training like Luke did to Kylo or something, and like, oh, does that mean now that this person Sabine Wren was that she was, or Sabine was she force sensitive now or well, and people are just like going off down this fucking
yeah, they
like,
definitely.
why don't you wait until the freaking thing comes out before you start complaining about shit? For once it comes out, complain away.
I can answer that. Why wouldn't you wait before complaining? A, internet. That's why. B,
Well,
Disney. That's why. Like
all right,
track record purposes. That's like people complaining about DC movies before they come out. Like I get it. Like
There's
you
a
have
whole
no
lot of
reason not to. Like they've left you no other choice really. That's it's kind of like be sad and hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll work on that today. Actually, I'll work on that right now.
There you go. Right there with your do-rags, right?
Yeah, that was a
Comic Viking rags.
couldn't happen. I tried.
Thank you, Freaky Louie. It's preemptive dissatisfaction. There you go.
But that's what we've been taught. Like it isn't like that's how any of this started. Nobody was preemptively dissatisfied with Superman versus Batman Dawn of Justice. No one was preemptively dissatisfied with Justice League. They taught us to not trust DC, and now Disney has done the same thing with their properties.
Yeah, we don't know that that's what was going on, though. See, so I don't know. But
what is up, Izzy?
What's going on, guys?
Just talking about being cautiously optimistic about modern day stuff.
I don't even know if
Disney
cautiously
properties.
optimistic. I just like to wait until I see something before I judge it. I mean, like, I thought this show was going to be great, and then I saw it because Izzy came on, and I know that now it's just a shit show.
What the shit, yeah. Thanks, Izzy.
What show are you talking about?
This show.
Well, we were talking about the trailer for Star Wars Rebels Season Next / Heir to the Empire
The Ahsoka trailer.
/ The Search for Dr. Aphra TV show.
The Search for Dr. Aphra TV show.
Don't forget, everybody, nominate Freaky Louie, then vote for him. You know, that's and hey, Izzy, are you subscribed to Freaky Louie?
Of course.
Good, because I didn't want to have to go to New York to kick your ass.
Oh,
no, we how's this? How's this for an answer? I'm actually doing something with him.
Well, I guess now that he's divorced, that's fine. But I mean,
hey,
to each
I'm
his
still
own.
married.
I mean, he is in Florida. There's an awful lot of them down there. So hey, have fun. No, but I just have to. It's my mission in life is to make sure that everybody's subscribed to Freaky Louie. I'm his biggest.
You're his
I don't know.
ambassador.
No. Ambassadors are nice about it. I'm more the hammer that just fucking says, "You son of a bitch, fucking subscribe to this guy."
You're
deserve
sassy.
it."
Oh, no.
It's the
sassy
least.
tomorrow,
It's the
like
very
this.
least that any of us could do is to subscribe to him for the much great content that man creates out of his.
Yeah, well, the amount of stuff
brain.
he does, and the production he does is insane, man. It's the kind of stuff that reminds me of. He's like a real life Wayne's World. if you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like we just talk on a stream. He goes off and gets props. He does this. Of course, you got to subscribe to him.
It's like all the things that go on in my brain, but he actualizes them.
Exactly.
This is somehow true. Somehow I've been going into Disney properties with low expectations and coming out unsatisfied. Yeah, I've had the low expectations for a hot minute now, and it's still just kind of like I don't hate watch the stuff from Disney. For more or less, I watch it so that I can talk about it with everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one reason why.
Izzy, I'm acknowledging your Becky Lynch shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
You like it?
Why does it say man?
Blue Hellion says it was a shit show.
It's her thing.
I would say
man.
it was a shit show when we were talking about Parliament, because that's literally what we were talking about. But
yeah.
Thanks for the morning circle jerk. Wow. Were you in the mush pot? Because then that ain't hair gel.
You know what they call it when a bunch of homeless guys do that? They call it a soup kitchen.
Soup kitchen. Dirty Mike and the boys.
Wow.
Turn this stream into an old F Shack.
There you go. Yeah.
Thanks for the F Shack sign, Dirty Mike and the boys.
Oh, that's it. Durs exploded.
All right. So what have I missed so far?
In all sincerity, the Burger Talk. And that's all I know of because I just got here too.
Yeah,
Tyler
was asleep.
Rob
was talking about anything and everything he could just to stall, because I was by myself until Alan took pity upon my soul and joined me.
So
we guys talk about the barbecue, why there's no only slaps.
Hucklebuck.
We talked about
burger towels coming soon.
We talked about how I love when I'm
working on it right now. Okay.
Hello,
there you go,
Beckerman.
Hello, it's Beckerman with a burger towel.
So there was one question for Alan real fast. Hold on, is it Alan? Where did you get the attachment to hook your 64 up to the new TVs? I think you said that they make an HDMI converter for it straight to the 64, straight to the HDMI.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get that?
I got an extra one. You want it?
Yeah, I can use one because me and the kids have to like pile up in any room but the one that I want to be in. For some reason, like the big TV is where I want to play. It's a comfortable room, but
your TV doesn't have standard video input.
Do you have
no, man? That one's weird. Like it has AV plugs, but they're like condensed down versions of it. It doesn't even have component options. You know, like the AV is three: red, yellow,
and then red, yellow.
Like component was like early HD where you'd have red, yellow, green.
It was Y minus P and Y minus B.
Yeah, they added green and blue to the mix, and with those TVs, I can sit there and take the red, yellow, which red and yellow is just audio, but I could take it and find which one to put the white one in it. It's never the white one. You put it in the blue or the green, and it would end up working. But now with this new TV. It's back down to 3, and they're not the normal colors, and no combination of plugging them in is it like, yeah, that works. It doesn't read
HDMI works.
And with these old AV, they're not the same like size as new AV plugs. So like when you plug them in, they're like you plug it in and just like kind of hangs out. Like it doesn't fit in where it gets a good connection either.
Right, because it's not a composite video RCA input.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's like I'm gonna have to get like one of these things that I heard Alan talking about a while back when he was talking to me.
What's your audio video receiver?
Just be an HDMI thing.
Your AV receiver only has HDMI?
No, that's what I'm saying. The AV option isn't the same size as like the
Oh, you don't have an AV receiver.
No, all I have is like the standard plug that comes with a
Nintendo 64 or Super Nintendo.
The what?
Are you using TV speakers or a sound bar? Is that what you're
like I have that little bitty square plug for the audio thing. You know, that's just like a itty bitty square one plug and you're done.
I'm talking about like a fucking audio video receiver.
Are you using a surround sound system? Or
no, I have a sound bar, like you said, which works off of just one single square plug.
I say because my AV receiver has standard inputs as well as HDMI, as well as S video, as well as component video, all those things, and it can convert them all
Yeah.
to give me
Yeah,
an
I don't have
HDMI
like an
out, so I can take a Nintendo or my little Sega Street Fighter thing, plug it into the AV receiver, and it converts it to HDMI when it goes out to the TV.
Yeah.
I,
Well, I'm not trying necessarily to get high definition resolution, which probably, if it
Well,
can upscale at all, that
it
would
does.
probably be
That's
good.
it.
because the
There is a
TV is
scaler.
bigger.
There is a scaler with 3.2 pull down in the AV receiver, or at least in mine.
Can you send me a link to one of those AV receivers? So I'm assuming that's like a box that you plug up to your TV and then you
No,
plug
no, no.
things into the box.
It's like an amplifier. Actually, in my case, there's 7 amplifiers in there because it's for hooking up multiple speakers. They're big, and
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they usually, a cheap one runs around $350 or something for something decent, but mine's like, I don't know, I can't remember what mine cost.
What brand you running,
a lot
Rob?
more. My current one is it's a Yamaha, I think.
You have a motorcycle hooked up to your TV?
Yeah, I need that much horsepower. But mine's real. My stuff's really high end because I have like my main speakers are biamped, so there's 2 amplifiers for each one.
Okay.
There's one amplifier goes to the mids and highs, one goes to the woofers. I run tower speakers all around. I don't have like little shitty speakers and stuff.
No, I got towers all the way around too.
And then dual subwoofers and all stuff.
What towers are you using?
Monitor audio.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Monitor audio
Good
Silver
stuff.
Series. And I have digital drive Velodyne
Black Label.
I have high end audio, buddy. I was spent years in that industry, and I bought everything for pennies on the dollar. Matter of fact, the monitor audio speakers I got because I signed a deal when I was working for Velodyne. I signed a deal with a distributor in Canada we were at a CEDIA show, a trade show. And I signed a deal for them to be our exclusive distributor in Canada, and they go, "Oh, hey, we have these speakers. I don't want to take them back to Canada with us. You want them?" I said, "Sure."
Those are the best deals, though.
Yeah, they are.
They really are.
So what is your stance on Onkyo receivers as opposed to what you have?
I used to love Onkyo. I was an Onkyo man for many years. My previous 2 were Onkyo Integras, but Onkyo got sold, and they've had actually for the last shortly ever since actually HDMI came out, they've had problems with their HDMI boards. Where their HDMI boards fail on a regular basis, and I've had to have them like multiple times repaired and stuff. And then most recently, when Onkyo got sold and bought by somebody else, they've just become low quality. So I stopped getting them, and I ended up switching over to the Yamaha because it had the product mix I needed. I mean, I have a very weird set of particulars when I look for an audio video receiver. Like one of the things I need to have a removable power cord because I have a separate upgraded better power cord I use and all kinds of other stuff because I got a lot of stupid tweaker audio video gear. But
I used one of my buddy's old Onkyos. It was so awesome. I mean, like it was like 15 years old and it worked perfectly for everything. And everybody's complaint was it only had one HDMI in. And
it was older,
like, yeah, it was older. That's why. But it had everything else that you're talking about.
I've got a couple of older ones that are around here still. I still use I pull them out when I go to do because the HDMI boards in them are bad, or at least on one of them. But it works fine as a stereo, so I hook it up when I'm running my big barbecue. I set it up and run it with some speakers outside for power everything.
Rob, isn't that this month?
It's tomorrow, sir.
Holy shit! I can't make it there by tomorrow.
I know. Well, that's why there's no only slaps. But
how can you say?
Only ribs, man. Only ribs.
They have the Onkyo has a nice warm sound. I think I always found it's like outside of a tube for a solid state receiver. Outside of tubes, it's had one of the warmest sounds I thought for the characteristics for their stuff versus say like Harman Kardon, which would have a more had a little bit would hit a little tighter on the bass, but not wouldn't the mid range wasn't as didn't have that warmth and stuff. So, but you still have a Techniques brand home stereo system from the 90s that do surround. Wow. With matching cassette deck and see, is it an old rack system where it all came in one fucking rack? And
That's so
Oh,
awesome.
I love those, man.
I sold
Double
so many
cassette
of those
deck.
fucker things.
Double
Back in the
cassette,
day
you
when
got
I was an audio guy selling audio at Circuit City. Holy shit.
changer.
It's just the picture of it, everything stacked that you need, and it's
I love it.
In his little cabinet with the main speakers that were just as tall and but what was sucked too is those speakers were so garbage. It's all
yeah,
similar.
they were.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that was. Oh, yeah.
It's like seeing the equalizer, the lights of the equalizer. That was just what I enjoyed the most.
There's a new Equalizer movie coming, and it looks fantastic.
Good segue, Mark.
Thanks.
Good
I saw a
segue.
trailer for it during the all-new Fantastic Mission: The Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Awesome.
Yeah, right.
The train scene by itself is the
Yo,
movie.
you know what's crazy is there is a couple of things in the movie that we were kind of like really told about ahead of time that they were really pushing for the marketing angle.
$53.95.
Okay, sounds good.
It should be
I
by the
appreciate
20th.
it. Oh, awesome. Because we leave the day after, but I can always tell Pops watch it. But even knowing that some of those scenes were coming, one scene in particular did not take away from the scene. The way that it was actually presented in the film and executed, like
You mean you're talking about the cliff jump that everybody
The
knows
jump.
about?
yeah, that was their marketing. point
Let's
from
just say
film.
the landing is
The
hilarious.
landing. And not just that, but like when in the movie, when you're in the moment with the score for this film is fantastic. The sound mixing for this film is fantastic. And it was noticeable when I was watching it. And then when he makes that jump, what they kind of do with what you're hearing in that sequence, it just was like, you're like in it. You're in the jump with him. And then there's just this moment where you're just like, just yanked into it. You're like, whoa. Like it was really cool. Like I'm big excited for part 2.
When he does the jump, they just silence the whole scene.
Yeah,
It was
just tell them
pure
to go ahead.
silence, and it was awesome. That's it. I enjoyed that part. Of course, like I said, the train scene was amazing.
There was a nail biter getting to the jump too. Like the way that they led up to it was really cool. But yeah, as soon as he exits that cliff, like you can hear a pin drop in that theater. Like you can hear people blinking. It's so quiet, and you're just like in it. And then like there's this abrupt moment where it just switches from dead silence to like what he hears, and it's just wind, like just boom. It was really cool.
The only question, the only thing that I could never get past, and this is the case for every Mission Impossible movie, whenever he does a disguise,
his underwear in the closet or in front of the closet.
How is it that his body shape changes as well
Yeah.
as his face?
They're shorts.
Taller, he becomes bigger or thinner. How is that possible?
They change actors.
Those questions. Not supposed to ask those questions, Izzy.
What is the question, Izzy?
They put the rubber mask on, but all of a sudden he's like taller or changes. His physical body proportions change to match.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
It's a different actor. Spoiler.
Christopher Reeve did it without even putting on a mask. He just put on glasses.
He just put on glasses.
All right, love you. Have a good day.
Hey, he had to change his hair. He combed his hair a different way. So that was important too. But yeah, overall, besides those little things, it was an awesome movie. It's definitely it was a great movie.
Yeah.
No complaints here.
James Cameron and Tom Cruise are single-handedly saving cinemas. Did you have a crowd at your showing, Izzy? There was a crowd at mine.
So I went to a 4:00 showing on a Wednesday.
So what you're saying is no.
I had a small group of individuals. So we had it wasn't a crowd because it wasn't a packed house, but it was like maybe a third full.
What do you want to do today?
But we all enjoyed it the same way.
What do you want to do today? Ooh.
Izzy, your box should be there tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Did you tell
Yeah.
Alan good morning?
I'm looking forward to it, man, Alan.
Did you tell Rob good
Yeah.
morning?
I saw that. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this. Did you
I'm
get
glad.
all of them done already?
Thanks for today. I'm
I know
off.
you have
Yeah,
one
they're
left.
all shipped. They're all sold, shipped, and at their location or on their way. Paul was lucky enough to get his, so because I didn't have to ship them, I just took them to the store.
There you go. So you kept the $5.
It was a little bit more than 5, but no.
I know. When you told me it was 55 for the shit, I was like, wait a minute, that's not adding up properly.
But I don't know. It was there, but when
I remember it being there last night when I was laying down because I laid on it.
now it's not.
I'll probably open it sometime next week, so it'll be sitting in the box for a while. I gotta wait for Josh to be available.
Dude, Josh is a gem. That guy's. I just love
What?
watching y'all two.
Josh is what you see, what you get with Josh, man. That is Josh.
I can tell. That's what's so great about it.
But if you ever met if you met his dad is completely opposite Josh. So his dad is like high emotional, high octane. Josh is just there. You know what I mean? So, but he's a good guy.
That is cool.
Yeah, this
Is
thing
that
is,
the Optimus Primal?
Yeah, this is the YOLO Park figure.
Okay.
I ordered this bad boy from Japan a while back, and it showed up the day that the movie released on streaming. I'm like, what are the odds?
So as you watch the movie, you just put Optimus Primal right there.
I wish he was in so much more of it, but it was, and I really enjoyed the movie. We watched it numerous times because the kids love Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Paul said that those were good mystery boxes.
I just want to know who got the first Dr. Afro. I don't even know where it was. I know it was in there.
Was it a slab or a raw book?
Raw.
Well, we'll find out.
It's a pretty good book to hide away.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now that Heir to the Search for Dr. Afro is about to be releasing.
Heir to the Search for Dr. Afro.
I found the Darth Vader #1 in my collection. Josh immediately took that. So didn't have no Dr. Afro though. But who knows? I may have one coming in. That'll be nice. And Josh is gonna try to steal it from me.
He deserves it. And Bird deserves sleeves, but I'm glad that he doesn't.
He's hanging no sleeves with Alan.
Yes, for sure, man. It's hot today in Ohio. How you guys doing?
Ohio?
I think it's hot everywhere, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a bit warm out here, but it's dry heat. So our friends that just got in from Iowa were saying that they're happy that even though it was warm, it was dry heat. Makes it manageable.
Oh.
Now over here, so the temperature has been in the 80s, which is fair, but it's been extremely humid.
Say beer. It's been like high 80s, very humid.
Yeah, so it's like it's not as hot as it normally would be, but it's definitely hot enough.
Yeah, it's humid for us. It was 50% humidity yesterday. That was like awful. But I recognize that that's nothing, and some people would love to have that.
Yep. Another couple months and it'll be like 40 degrees here.
What's
Yeah,
that?
that's typical, right? Ohio?
Yeah. We're very, very temperamental.
Temperature goes down that low? I didn't know.
Dude,
It gets cold in Ohio.
last year in a week we had all the seasons, bro. I remember playing basketball with my son, and one day, the very next day, I couldn't go to work because there was so much snow on the ground. And it was like 70, 75 degrees the day before. And then the next day it was like 28 degrees with like 4 or 5 inches of snow. And then the very next day, all the snow was gone, and it was like a fall day. You know, it was a little breezy, a little cooler, a little rainy. It sucks.
So what
here
you're
with the
so what you're
weather.
saying is that you were going outside in your shorts, and the next day you were surprised by 5 inches, and
Yes.
then
Yes, sir. It was more realistically 2 or 3, but
well, that's usually how it is. They always tell you that it's more, but you end
oh
up
yeah.
just a little bit, yeah,
Hmm.
abysmal.
So I got a good topic. I just finished the Walking Dead show last night. Fresh,
one?
like the show, the whole like the main show, like the
Okay.
OG show. Just finished it last night, and now I'm very, very excited to read the comics because everybody says the comics are 100 times better.
They are.
Hmm. I'm collecting the whole Walking Dead deluxe run.
Like I got to the point where we get to Negan, and I saw maybe half that season, and then that was done. I was done.
Negan was the only reason I was so hooked on the show. He's by far my favorite character, and him and just as an actor is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta jump out of here, guys. See y'all later.
See you, Alan. Have a
Hey,
good day,
Alan,
bro.
Take it easy, man.
Mhm. Yeah. But I have
Awesome.
not watched Walking Dead since.
Now we're gonna dig into all the spin-offs and stuff.
I was actually hoping Void Rivals was going to be a Walking Dead reference thing. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, but who knows? Kirkman said the entire Image universe is open, Invincible, Walking Dead, all that stuff. So who knows?
I was in a Zoom meeting that he was conducting, and we did mention anything about Walking Dead.
Mhm.
He says he could go back to it, but he's not going to. Besides your typical spin-offs or short
Depends on
stories,
how
he's not
long
gonna do
Void
it.
Rivals just goes. If it's like a yearbook or something, or just up until Transformers. Well,
How
I guess we'll
how
have to
long has
see.
it been? How long has it been since issue 1 came out? I'm sure issue 2 has to be around the corner somewhere.
Next
somewhere.
week or the following week, I do believe.
Yeah. So I haven't seen it. It feels like forever already.
Mm-hmm. That hurts books sometimes a lot. That
Yeah.
momentum.
I just hope they don't write to a trade. That's what I don't like these days. I don't like when they write to a trade.
Shout out to Mark, who's going to need to send me the link the second that San Diego Comic-Con cover drops, because I'm going to need that.
It won't be available online.
It won't at all?
No.
Mm-hmm. Aftermarket, then.
This is coming straight from Skybound.
Okay.
So they're just going to put it. They're going to be at their booth, and it's going to sell out.
I'm so upset.
You can go online on eBay and pre-order it right now from people that are
I bet
attending.
it's astronomical.
From people that are attending San Diego Comic-Con, and if you read the description, they're all like, "Yeah, this is a pre-sale. I'll be at the con. I'm going to try to grab as many as I can. If I'm unable to fulfill your order, I'll refund you." But they're going for $70 a piece right now. You have the Transformers issue 1 ash can, and you have the Void Rivals issue 1 SDCC exclusive that is the cover image from that poster that I got signed with Jetfire.
Nice.
Holding the character and the other one on the shoulder.
Yeah.
But
do you have somebody getting you one, Mark, or did you just pre-order?
I have one person right now that I'm on their get list, but I'm trying to find somebody else to try to do it as well. Because
I'll talk to Josh.
Is Josh going?
Josh is not going, but he's a retailer, so he tries to get stuff.
Okay.
I'm just
Talk to Bacon. What
Victor,
about Chris Bacon?
I don't know Bacon like that. I just know him from watching the 4C stream.
Sausage.
You know what I mean? If you want to talk to him and see if he can grab a set, I don't know. I just know him from y'all telling from being familiar with that stream. Like, you get to know people's stories and stuff. I just know him from the after.
I'm going downtown.
Yeah.
Downtown Bacon.
I'm big jealous of the McFarlane booth and the dirt cheap prices. He's selling like prints signed and posters signed and stuff. I'm like, man.
How did I miss Void Rivals? Are y'all excited for Void Rivals number 2 next week?
What's the name of the exclusive and what's the name of the booth?
You talking about the McFarlane one or the one we were talking about?
No, the one that you want. I'm texting Bacon.
It's Skybound stuff, and it's Transformers issue 1 ash can. and Void Rivals issue 1 SDCC exclusive, both Daniel Warren Johnson covers.
They're bangers.
Mhm. Like, it's funny with Daniel Warren Johnson. His style is very scratchy and very raw.
I fell in
It's
love with
interesting.
it.
No, it's no.
Mhm.
I'm not.
No, oh no,
saying
I know.
to say-
I've just heard people. It's a very acquired taste sometimes.
I don't think it's acquired. I think it's awesome, but to have him do Transformers, what your initial thought is, really? But then when you actually see him do them,
No
it's
brainer.
amazing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like,
No-brainer.
it's not something that you think of because we've been so used to Transformers looking like this Japanese animation style look, like the Alvin Lees and all that stuff of the world, where they have that look and quality where everything's supposed to be shiny. Where in his case, everything looks dirty, and I think it's a good change of pace for
Hugo
Transformers.
Becker.
Yeah,
Since-
Yeah, just look at that.
That's the Transformers
fire.
issue 1 Ashcan, and that is the Void Rivals issue 1 exclusive. And there was one person that had it on eBay last week that I saw that was selling it for $100, but they had it in hand already. There's always
Ooh.
those people that
Mhm.
or something, but the going rate for them now on the secondary market is $70 a piece. So I'm guessing they're going to be $40 at the con, just standard
Yeah.
prices, which isn't bad considering.
Right, that's not bad at all.
The pre-sale.
Well, I texted him. We'll see what he says. He's there to work, so he might not be able to get over there.
Correction, Bill is there to work.
I dropped my tape on that one. No, Mark.
The rest of them are there to present Bill.
Bacon works hard.
Yeah, I'm just messing with people.
I'm just big excited for that Spawn movie news that I know McFarlane's going to be talking about. That it's
you
super.
said
What was the quote he said? It's super in development or something, or it's like he said. I forget
that
what the
movie's been in pre-development
he
for
just
how many years?
dude he just dropped a quote like a week or two ago that it's I forget exact. Hang on, I'll have to look it up. It was like it's in super development or like it's actually in development now.
Yeah,
or
even
something.
though they haven't hired a director, they haven't cast a lead. They've rumored Jamie Foxx. And
Jamie Foxx was.
Well, Jamie
rumored
Foxx
out.
is confirmed because of all. He's confirmed it as well. So like I'm almost 100% positive.
Do you remember,
It's
like,
not
way back in the day when
Right.
Henry Cavill hit social media and confirmed he's returning as Superman and it's just getting started? Remember that?
I don't think Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx isn't on no bullshit.
Mark, it's confirmed. Spawny is coming to the big screens with Jamie Foxx.
Though. I mean, they got a whole
let's see what
production
happens.
team and everything.
Let's see what happens with Jamie Foxx.
In
You guys are all. You guys are
terms
just.
of-
You guys just are going to be salty when Spawn explodes. That's
No,
what
we're
you
not
don't.
salty.
You don't
We're
want to
just-
have. You
like
don't
any
want
other
to.
guy.
You
We
don't
can-
want to have Spawn
since
explode.
I won't be
Since
salty unless he
before you
explodes
got
on
into-
me.
Yeah, since before you got
happened.
into Spawn, we've been listening to Todd McFarlane tell us about how this new Spawn's in development. Since before you got into Spawn.
Hey, no, that was when did the first movie come out? Was it 96 or 95?
About that since '96 that he's gonna make
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah,
so-
96.
But with Spawn, that's just been in development hell because of everything that Tom McFarlane. Because Tom McFarlane wants to have full control. He at one time he wanted to direct it. Now he sounds like he doesn't want to direct it anymore. So pretty much he just got to make up his mind. Is he going to do it or he's not?
It's just hang on. I'm looking for the quote because it's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, quote him all day long.
No, I think it's the stupidest quote ever. I just can't
At this
find
point,
it.
I think we're going to see a Youngblood movie before we see Spawn.
When I hear about the Spawn news of a movie from Todd McFarlane, I think of that moment in The Office where they have the website coming soon, Christmas 2002.
Well, it has the writer. It has the same writer as the Joker. So
Oh yeah, they got a writer.
yeah, they've
Todd
had
Phillips wrote the Joker,
mhm.
which
Where's
is kind of shocking.
Todd Phillips.
Oh,
wanted
here it
to
is. Here it is.
a different
Spawn
type of
movie. Here it is. Spawn movie in very, very active development is what it was.
In
Very,
That's always
very.
been changed. It's always been
No, not even that, Becker, but very, very
Oh,
active.
I was reading what
development.
you showed me.
You
Yeah,
put in
this is
two
the quote.
Marys and that changes everything, doesn't it?
They're shooting for a 2025 release. Is where they're at.
Hear that, guys? Durst is going to watch that movie in 2025.
So like,
I just want it before I die, bro. That's all I
They're
want.
gonna
already
have
had the
the ticket
article
ready
he
in the
was
theater.
searching
Like,
up.
I'm ready.
And even in the article, it says predictions maybe we'll actively see in 25. Now, what does it say after that? No
That's the same-
promises.
That's why I thought this whole quote from him. I was reading it, and I was just like thinking, I'm like, Todd, why even announce this? Just, I would rather you not give me this news.
He
'cause
can't help himself. Durst.
I understand that, but it just pisses and makes me more excited because it's just like, stop cock teasing me. Just tell me it will be there in the next 20 years, and I'll be happy. Just promise me that.
If they would just chill out and just forget making a live action one and bring a new series back to
I would
HBO,
love that, dude.
do a
That'd be
new
so
HBO
dope.
series.
Without Todd
man.
coming
Animated?
without Todd taking up the first 5 minutes with his cheesy lines and corny talking.
It's still his project. It's still his.
Mm-hmm. I'd be down for that.
That's why it's been in development hell. He won't back off and let people make a movie. He's like,
Dude,
I want to direct it.
Animation's one of my main things. Just watching all the DC animations and stuff like that, and now
Where are you at in that journey?
I just started. Hang on, let me pull up my list.
Because you're watching them in order, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-mm-mm.
Dan, I can't wait for the movie to be either made or canceled.
You know, speaking of like movie spec and stuff like that, I was talking to Matt Wagner Tuesday night, and he's, if you don't know him, he's Grendel is this big creator-owned project. He's worked for DC. Anyway,
yeah.
he was
You know
talking.
you know a lot of famous people. Okay, moving on.
Slow down there, buddy. So he talked about the soul-crushing of Netflix and having a finished Grendel product. Like, he owns the Blu-rays. Like, he has DVD and Blu-ray set of his Grendel TV series that Netflix ordered and completed. And because they took one of those tax write-offs on it, he had to try to shop it around, and he couldn't. So basically what happened was it had the problem of it was supposed to come out during that whole restructuring of the company. And the new people came in, and they were basically like, well, we didn't order this. None of my people are attached to it. So I don't care about it. I don't like it. I don't get it.
The money.
Yep. So they took the tax write-off. And here's this guy that, you know, he broke into comics backwards. Like, Grendel was his first project, first full project. And after 40 years of working to see this vision realized into a media property, it broke him. Like, hearing him talk about it was so sad. I felt bad for him.
Son of Batman, by the way, Mark.
Too.
Okay.
That's what I'm on. I just watched Justice League versus Teen Titans.
Son of Batman. What's that, like 2019?
He's getting closer. It's one of the later ones.
Yeah. I just watched the Snyder cut with my son the other day, too. That was his first time seeing it.
Oh, nice. He's a man now, by the way. That did it.
Yeah, it was. He's watched the original Justice League, and he's like, I don't want to watch this. I'm like, dude, I promise you, it's different. It's time to show you the real Justice League.
So going back to this Grendel, is he planning to actually release it somehow? Because
he can't.
He can't.
Not without getting sued into oblivion. They shopped it around. They had their chance to save it. He shopped it around. He didn't get any interest. Nobody bid on it. Nobody wanted to pay because to be able to buy it, you have to pay what Netflix is going to write it off at. So nobody wanted it for that money. And he basically got stuck being able to be the only person that can watch this thing.
That sucks.
What if he
Especially with
holds
Grendel.
like a
Grendel's really
cookout?
cool.
What if he has like a July 15th cookout with an open invitation and it's just playing on his television during this?
I don't know how that would work, honestly. I don't know what the
What if
legal
he Roger-
ramifications would be.
What
If you
he
don't
Roger
charge
Corbin
for
it?
it, Rob, would he get away with that?
Well, if he's not distributing it, if it's at his own home like that, and he's not charging for it, then
But I think there's an NDA function to it.
it would all depend upon maybe what's in any kind of contract.
What the wording of the contract.
But I mean, essentially, who would know unless?
Let's see, he plans a Grendel party. Come see Grendel.
Anyway, yeah. It was
This
cool
movie
seeing
fried.
him, and I'll tell you, of all of the 4C, so how I ended up getting to talk to him is I co-host over on 4C Comics here on YouTube, and they did one of their fundraisers for the Cartoonist Society. It's basically Hero Initiative, but for cartoonists. And we did 7 sketches for him, and everyone filled up instantly when we would post it. Like all of a sudden my StreamYard would like shutter for a second, and then like 15 comments would come in saying claim. It was crazy. So like people definitely love his work, and he wasn't a guy I was super familiar with. Obviously I know Grendel, I know Mage. I own his Etrigan the Demon limited series.
Oh yeah.
I like his Trinity series. He did Trinity.
Yep, he did Trinity. He talked about that. The story about how the Etrigan series came together was really interesting. Essentially, he got the job because he at a con after party he got drunk with Dick Giordano, and Giordano was like,
Dick.
Yeah.
Don't
He
be a
got
dick.
drunk. And Dick was like, "Why don't you come do a project for us? You know, you've got your indie popularity. Why don't you come do something for us?" And he's like, "Why don't you pitch me? And like, we'll fly you out to New York, get a pitch together. We'll see you in like a week or two." So he goes out there. They fly him out, and he pitched a Barbara Gordon Batgirl series that actually sounds really cool. Geraldine Ferrara was running for vice president at the time.
Wow.
And Matt's story involved Batgirl running for Yeah. Matt's story involved Batgirl running for Senate. And she would go on to win, but along the way, there were attempts on her life. One of her bodyguards, a female Secret Service agent, like ends up saving her life, learning her secret, and becoming the next Batgirl. And DC said, well, this is all fine and good, but we just approved a series with Alan Moore, and you can't have Batgirl because she's getting paralyzed. So he then said, well, how about Etrigan the Demon? You know, he asked for Etrigan or OMAC, and they gave him Etrigan.
Would have liked to see an OMAC limited run with his style.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot you could do with that, with kind of his vision or take on people.
Yeah.
And then what was the others? He had another good story too.
I don't know.
Just an interesting guy.
I'm interested.
Well, he did a Batman Grendel. I know that much. I have that
he
book.
did Batman Grendel. That's why he doesn't really do Grendel crossovers anymore, because he said after you do Batman, where's left to go? Like, what's going to be bigger than that? And he's like, they won't give me Superman, because he's like, I've asked. He had Superman and Trinity. Sorry, Durs.
I was just getting ready to say I'm like a junkie with Superman, bro, right now. I just can't get enough of Superman. I'm just funneling it into my veins any way I can.
So this is kind of like a new character. This is kind of like a new experience for you, though. Like
I've never read, even growing up back in the day, I didn't touch Superman.
That like it's impossible not to see how people have that take on Superman. Oh, he's one-dimensional. Oh, he's vanilla. He's this and that. And that's
always been my thing.
that's clearly the people that just really never have dove into Superman on any level that say that. So now that you're diving into Superman, what is your take on the character in general? What are some of your thoughts? Because you're doing a lot of Superman content, animation,
Yep.
numerous comics. What
I'm
is your
reading. I'm watching. Me and my girl are watching Superman Lois. That's our nightly show every night. I'm watching the new Superman, like kind of manga anime type style or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm watching any Superman. Basically, like I said, I'm watching all the animations in order, pulling all the Superman books. For me, my biggest thing, I've never been a Captain fan or a Superman fan, just because they were always like, the symbol of truth, kind of having that America tone and all about that and the patriotic tone. So I never
You hate
really.
America. I see what it
No,
is.
no.
That's what
I
I'm
hate.
hearing.
I hate
That's
our
all I'm hearing
government.
right now.
I hate our. I hate it.
America.
I hate our
Why
government.
don't you expand on that,
you're
comrade?
I hate our government. I love my country. Hate our government. But just I don't know. Just for me, it was just always
Yes,
that
sympathizer.
that cut and copy paste type story. So I never even gave him a chance. But now reading Superman and diving into the character the past year, just the moments he has, and even seeing different, his backstory is kind of all the same but told in different
I
ways.
agree.
It's
George
it's
Reed's
still
Superman
new.
was amazing.
It's just like. It's just brand new experiences for me, and I love it. Like sometimes watching him, take off and do the things he does, or like catches a punch, it gives me chills in that moment. And sometimes, for sure, bro.
You gotta read Man of Steel then. You gotta pick that book up.
I just finished yesterday Superman Unchained. That was dope.
talking about the John Byrne Man of Steel?
Yeah, John
Silver
Byrne.
Age. Go back and read some Silver Age Superman where he's like an asshole.
Yeah.
Scott, what did you walk into? You walked into Durs's manifesto.
That's right. He just came out. He just admitted to us that he's pro Putin.
Oh no, bro! I've always been big. I love
You've
my
always
country,
been pro
but
Putin. Okay.
yeah,
Always
big. I love my country, but hate our
He was
government.
Putin on the Ritz way before it was cool.
Oh, I like that.
No, I'm like Rodman, bro. I'm just buddies with him.
Oh.
I always thought you reminded me a lot of Dennis Rodman.
Yes, the worm, baby.
See the resemblance. I definitely see it.
This is the one that Izzy wanted right there. Like that.
Hey,
Oh, I got great news, Rob. I got me a copy.
you
Good.
found one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
this copy needs a press bad. It's got some pretty significant creases in the cover, but fortunately, it doesn't look like they're color breaking except for one small spot. So I'm not getting it graded, but I'm just keeping it for the PC out of that mystery box. So
That was a good mystery box.
yeah, I loved the idea. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, so yesterday I had got two $25 mystery boxes from T Ravis, and I didn't know what I didn't read the description. I just saw a $25 mystery box in T Ravis and said,
Like so.
okay, I've gotten stuff from T Ravis before. They've never been awful. $25, I can't go wrong, really. So because it's worth that in content, if nothing else, what the hell? And so I picked up two of them. And then when I opened up the first one, I realized there's only two books inside. And I don't, normally when I think of mystery box, I'm thinking at that price point, somehow I'm getting like five to eight comics. But there was only two. And I'm like, at first I was like, oh, there's only two. And I think I was down. And then all of a sudden I did the math and I realized, wait a second, this is a good thing. That means that there's chance of two better books rather than a bunch of dollar books. And sure enough, every single of all four books I got from the two mystery boxes, they were all four were keys. I mean, they were minor keys, but they were keys of some sort. And the value was definitely there in the box. I mean, I got out of the two boxes, I paid $50. I had $77 in value. So that's 50%, 150% on your investment. So that was fine. But it was like this.
I dig mystery boxes like that as well.
Yeah, this Kazar.
I got one of those
origin of Kazar.
T Ravis mystery boxes.
Yeah, a 1 in 50 Thor, Kirby. I love this cover. I've thought about buying this book for this cover so many times.
Dope.
that Warlock, and then there was a Ghost Rider. It's already in the giveaway box. That's the only book I didn't care about. But it was a
Fire cover.
A Hulk 181 homage, first appearance of Exhaust. Like I don't know. I guess the motorcycle never. I guess it ran on special fuel. It didn't actually breathe fumes, so it's the first time it had to get smogged. I don't know.
Bro, Exhaust was dope. I read that whole Ghost Rider's Fire. It's one of my favorite Marvel books. It's super horror vibes.
A name like Exhaust, but you couldn't think of something better.
Dude, that's what he is. He's Exhaust. Basically, Ghost Rider, he like burped basically and let out all these fumes, and those fumes turned into exhaust. You're muted, Mark, if you were talking.
Johnny had a demon tumor in his head at the beginning.
Yes,
of this
Wolverine.
Which explained away where he's been and why he's been like kind of held captive in his own mind and stuff. And Wolverine got it out of him. And
lobotomized him.
Yeah, it was a piece. It left with a piece of him, like your Exhaust does, and and when it grew to the character of Exhaust to go back after him. It was a cool little thing. That first arc was fantastic, and Ghost Rider is one of two good Marvel books.
He's the new arc. It's him and Wolverine teaming up doing some more stuff.
You know who had an arc? No,
Talia War Road going out there to save Danny. They just wrapped it up.
They say, anyways. Lady F. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, mystery boxes. I mean, not necessarily for everybody. We just lose.
I would be down, Izzy. I would be more down for like the boxes. That's why I like those, because I'm not a mystery box guy either. But getting one at $25, if you're getting 2 or 3 books, those couple books are gonna at least have value no matter what, or be dope covers or something like that.
For me, like I get it, because like I'm not a guy who likes to spend a lot of time reselling the stuff that doesn't go. I mean, it's like for like DJ. Look, he gets some big boxes. He turns around and the stuff he likes, he keeps. The stuff he doesn't like, he turns around and sells.
Right.
I don't have the patience to sell that many raw books. And
felt that the last month when I was trying to sell all those books.
So that's why I kind of a lot of that stuff goes into my giveaway bin for stuff I don't like, and it allows me to put out some minor keys or something in there. But there's a lot of mystery boxes though that are also just a lot of filler stuff. I mean. I've even put one out in my day that wasn't as good as it could have been, because it was just like, I mean, it was mistakenly thinking that a lot of books meant it was a good box when it's really not.
So here's a question I have for you guys. I stepped out because Debbie called me. Because I am thinking about putting together some mystery boxes. Because like I said, I gotta clean up space.
Yeah.
What would you consider to be a good mystery box to pick up?
$100 price point, 10 books, at least one of them a minor key with a Hulk 181 as a grand prize. Chase, only 5 boxes.
Ask Nick's Kicks and Comics. He did nasty boxes. Somebody else did too.
Nobody will do boxes like him. Nick just purges when he does.
Yeah, he was doing
somebody else did.
He purged all over my penance box. That's all.
He purged.
Yeah,
he did a $50 box with a guaranteed CGC 9.8 in raws.
There was a couple people doing some crazy mystery boxes.
And he did like 25 boxes and then extended it because more people didn't get one. But Nick just cleared house. He wasn't trying to make a profit on like what he had. He just needed it gone.
So yeah, cleared my house out all right.
I definitely wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't try to put together more than 10 boxes. That's kind of like the upper limit, unless you're doing a really big, huge thing, or you're known for churning out a lot of boxes, because it can become difficult to move them all. But yeah, I mean, the price point, it all depends. The higher the price point, obviously you can put out some amazing boxes, but the problem is you have less people that can consume the mystery box at that price point, because people don't want to put out, there's only so many people who are going to put out $300, $400, whatever, on a box that they don't know what's inside.
And,
I like the theme ones,
unless you do some really, really big, deal with preview pictures and everything else. But yeah, if you're doing like a mystery box in that $50 to $100 range. I think those are very popular boxes that do a lot. And then it depends on what you want to do for what you have to put in them. Is, like I said, this one was completely new to me because I hadn't seen a box that was like 2 issues before. But in hindsight, I go, why hasn't anybody done that? Because that's fucking. I'd like if somebody gave out a five book $100 mystery box and guaranteed at least $125 value, if not or more, in the box. I'd be fucking probably interested in that because now I know that each one of those books on average is at least a $25 book at value. That means there's probably some decent stuff inside that
Rob,
box.
serious question. Amazing Spider-Man 316 and a 9.0. What do you think the
316?
Yeah, 316. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
9.0.
I have to look it up because I don't even fucking
I'm
know.
looking it up on cover price right now.
What they're asking for, like 150?
See, no, they're asking for 215, and I said that's high. I wouldn't pay that.
I would say 150.
Is that the Venom cover? Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
It's the Venom cover. It's the Venom cover.
Which printing is it?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume it's a first.
In what grade?
9.
A 9? Oh yeah, that's a sub $200 book.
Now it's a Mark Jewelers variant.
Oh, okay. That changes things, unfortunately.
Does it though?
It depends.
Yeah.
So here's the
Your next
conversation.
phase.
Obviously, some people put more value in it, but here's the conversation I had at Heroes with one of the guys who was trying to sell me his New Mutants 98 for an extra $300 because it was a fucking newsstand, and I did this. I said, I understand that you may value that book differently because it has a fucking barcode on the front, but I don't. It's still New Mutants 98.
I give it a slight
and
raise for a newsstand.
What was the actual
not
breakdown at that point?
$300.
60-40 to newsstands for New Mutants 98? Ooh, you got one of the 40%. That's not rare.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
why
It's because how newsstands were being treated. That's why.
But what we were talking
Depending
about
on the spinner, right?
But hold on, Izzy. But I wasn't talking about a 9.8. We were talking about a 9.2 graded book that the guy wanted a $200 premium because it had a freaking barcode on it.
Never.
So he's added $200 because of the 0.2.
Get the rubes to pay that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, pass.
You would, Tom.
Yeah, exactly. He only values us. But
I'm saving money on a small grade bump all day long.
As a seller, I could understand. A seller's purpose is to sell and to make things sound more glamorous than they really are sometimes, right?
That's why.
But at the same time,
the whole conversation of newsstands came up with Spawn collectors wanted to make their Spawn #1 sound special. So all of a sudden they started
it's
going,
still a million copies of the book.
It's an extra 10.
This is the first time I ever heard anybody when I first started hearing people say about, oh, this is a newsstand version, was always in connected with Spawn #1.
I will pay an extra $10, maybe $5 to $10 for a newsstand
Spawn. This was a newsstand.
Unless it's above issue 70 for newsstands, I see them all the time in Spawn.
In all fairness, what difference does it truly make? You have a book in front of you. The difference is there's a barcode and there's not a barcode. Who gives a rat's ass?
I like when I get newsstands.
Not Izzy, because they have no rats in New York.
I like when
Why aren't direct editions in the late 70s coveted then?
Exactly.
I like finding newsstands and back issues. If I find them for like 50 cents or $1, I dig that.
It wasn't a thing back then, hardly.
I value subscription increases more because somebody was subscribing to that book, which was a rarer occasion than going down to the newsstand to buy it. How about that?
That's actually.
Did he actually meet anybody that subscribed to comic books back then? Because I never met anybody like that. I tried.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people did.
Yeah.
I subscribed to. I was subscribing to comics in the 90s. Even.
My
You
pop
could save
Are
money.
you talking about in the newsletter subscriptions?
No, like
So,
you
so in the
literally
back of the comic book,
like
in the
you
back of
you
the
know,
comic books, usually
Right.
there was a section
Yeah,
that you could
that's what I
actually.
meant.
yeah,
Mhm.
like today you can subscribe to a magazine and have it delivered.
Right.
I had a subscription with Marvel for Spider-Man and some other stuff, and it
Gotcha.
came in the mail.
Nice.
You know, and those books. Look, they didn't put backing boards in them. They fucking, in the 90s they put them, at least they didn't fold the books anymore. They put them in like a flat manila envelope, but that was it. If
They
you
used
got
to
what
fold
kind of
the
Imagine
books.
in that time
Well, yeah,
era,
when you go
Rob
back-
writing
when you
a
go back
very
before that.
stern handwritten letter complaining about the Clone Saga and explaining to Marvel why he's canceling his mail-in subscription.
But before that, yeah, they would take the comic book, fold it in half, and then slide it into the envelope to mail it. So
That's wild.
that's why you hear people, when we talk about a subcrease.
Mhm.
That's literally, you'll have a book, and I don't have one on my wall. I don't think that has one.
Got you.
But there's a crease that runs right down the middle of the book, the entire length of the book, and that was from it being folded and sent out in the mail that way.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they weren't treated like collectors
Right.
items.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're periodicals, like any other periodical.
Sub crease in a book like that, in a CGC, you're never going to get, because you can never really press them out.
Mhm.
That's the maximum grade you're ever going to get on it is a 5.5 due to a sub. The book could be flawless. Everything else, the highest grade you'll get is a 5.5 because of a sub
What
crease.
do you want? You want a pecan?
Pecan.
Izzy, is that a Spider-Man
Let's have
keychain
one
hanging
other
in front of you? Because Nick says he has the same one. Oh, is it on a lighter leash?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You gotta tell me what you want.
I've had this for
Only
years. though.
folded like a taco,
I'll
stick in
get
the
up with
mailbox.
them.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I've had this for years.
For what? But look at my legs. They're up here. I can't stand up. My legs are up here. I'll just fall down on my face.
Lady F, Mario Kart tonight.
If I get up, I'll just fall.
Nice.
My legs are
Do
stuck.
that on the freeway. Izzy's trying to do it right now, but he's losing.
Maybe. What do you want to do today?
I got to go spend a bunch of money on Legos for my son today.
Yeah.
You have to go spend a bunch of money on Legos.
Yeah, it was his birthday last weekend. I told him we didn't have time to go out of town and stuff, so we're doing that today.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your kid had a birthday like mine, right?
Yeah, he's 13.
I think all kids have
So is
birthdays.
mine.
Thank you, Mike.
So is mine.
You know what?
I beat you, Rob. I beat you off the block.
Even I had a birthday way back when. We had birthdays back in my day too.
Really? You got
Yeah.
really? That's wild.
That was a thing.
Did you have
Did you
the
actually
entire town come to the dinner at that like mile long table, and you guys had the dancing and everything, like
No,
Game
no,
of Thrones
no.
style?
You're thinking something different.
Did you have cake with candles?
It's like a celebration.
My mom would make my cakes for me as a kid. Yeah, she took
Ooh,
because
with
mom was a
frosting and
stay-home
everything?
mom. She was doing the cake decorating in the 80s. It was a big deal for her. And I remember every birthday party was a theme party, and she would make a cake to go with that theme. Like when Empire Strikes Back came out, I had a big old space theme, and the cake had
That's
aliens
dope.
and stuff on it. And my mom would come up with like ways for us to make construction paper hats that looked like fucking Darth Vader
Oh,
helmets
wow.
and stuff. And
No, in my neighborhood when we had a birthday party, that was always a front to have everybody dancing. All it was a front for everybody to drink beer and just get together. So the birthday party lasted about 30 minutes, and then the rest of the night was the adults partying. That's what a birthday party looks like over here.
if you collect Spawn, you deserve to be robbed.
That's I was just typing. I was just typing out. That's how I view people who collect X-Men. So.
Hey, X-Men are awesome, man. You don't know. You don't know how
I
great
do
X-Men
know.
are.
Hold
know.
on. Izzy, when you say that though, what era X-Men are you talking about?
Claremont.
So I think the
Nobody's-
OG X-Men,
nobody's
Which
talking
part of the
about-
Claremont era?
I'm
the
a Claremont
OG,
era.
the OG X-Men, their suits are cool and everything like that. I like the X-Men cartoon, but other than that, man, they're some of the most boring stories I've ever read in my life.
Nobody's talking about the current runs of X-Men.
No,
Yeah.
we don't talk about the current. We talk about the real the Claremont runs were awesome. You got the Dark Phoenix saga. You got God Loves, Man Hates. You got Inferno.
Dark Phoenix
you got
Saga
Fall
is
of
one of the ones I want to
Mutants.
read.
I like
But
the
you
X
but you gotta
Factor
read it from the
costumes
beginning.
where they're all wearing matching suits, just in different
Yup.
color schemes.
And large
Apocalypse.
X's.
Cyclops is white X with the blue suit. That's my favorite Cyclops suit ever.
Was it
Oh, it's up there for me, but
That and the number 2 is the
Human
90s with his hair out.
yeah.
There's something about having your hair out. Like when Dr. Solar switched to the hair out suit in the 90s, you know, Gambit had the hair out. Like it was a thing to have your hair out. Let them puppies breathe.
That's
So,
my problem.
Dirt,
I let my hair out and
if
it blew right off.
So, Dirt, in order to get the Dark Phoenix saga, you got to go before the Dark Phoenix saga. You got to actually go to the beginning of it all, before the Hellfire Club and all that stuff. Her becoming Phoenix.
What he's saying, Dirge, is just
time
skip it
ago.
and watch the cartoon.
Okay. I mean, I've watched the cartoon religiously, so
Then you're done. You've already done it. Congratulations.
okay.
Yeah, if you hear X, if somebody says X-Men and all you hear is that,
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
then you know you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
I love like and even the X-Men movies, as bad as they were, I still enjoyed them and stuff like
I
that.
love the
Mhm.
X-Men movies.
Well, the
yeah.
X-Men movies are not really bad. The only ones that are bad are the 3 and the 4.
Yeah.
All the other ones are great.
See,
Just
in
never-
3, I remember being like, even at the time it came out, ridiculously disappointed in 3, and just the main thing was just the shock of the tone change. You know, going from Singer to Ratner, like it felt like this. It didn't feel like this is part.
Yeah, it
3.
wasn't. It
I
felt.
agree.
Wolverine felt different. I never did like Halle Berry's Storm. Her portrayal of Storm was never the right Storm. They screwed that one up. I like Beast. I think the only saving factor, was Beast to me.
But
I really
that
enjoyed
being said,
Days of Future
X-Men: The
Past.
Last Stand has a lot of redeeming qualities to it. Like after you get, like one of those things, after you get used to the change, it has a lot. It has a great like lineup of characters and everything. They do like an iconic storyline. You know,
Who was the guy that played
really cool stuff.
Juggernaut? What's his name? I can't remember his name.
Vinnie Jones.
Vinnie Jones, man. I actually loved his Juggernaut.
Yeah, he was great.
I'm the
And then-
Juggernaut.
That
Bitch.
little call out,
Yeah.
that little early little video thing.
Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
wonder, now that I think about it, I wonder if it was Remy Q Studios that was posting all those dubbed over X-Men cartoon things. I feel like that was secretly him. But I really like Days of Future Past a lot. I loved
movie's
X-Men First Class. First
Yep.
Class was ridiculously good. That's, in all reality, that's probably the best X-Men movie that's ever been made out of all. It might
Fire.
not be everyone's favorite, but that's a
Mhm.
quality movie.
I remember sitting up in
I'll
my
go more
seat
with
when
it.
Fassbender's
Too.
talking to those Germans
Oh,
in
in
Argentina.
Yeah.
The first time I was like, wait, this is like, what in the hell is about to happen in here?
You know, maybe I should
No,
go
I
back and
just can't-
finish this for my
It
wife.
was
I
also how
felt
he
like I was
stabbed the
watching,
dude's hand, then he sends the knife, kills him, brings it back, and stabs it again. Like,
I'm
But just that whole part where he's like, oh, they didn't have names. And he's smiling the whole time. And you're like, oh, it's coming.
I'm thinking that I've just found one of these next things I should do. I think as far as collecting goes, I'm looking at my wife's run of X-Men here, and she started at
Gen Gang.
at 148. I think maybe I need to have to fill in 100 through 147, so she has that.
That's a
Hey,
great run, man.
my girlfriend's fully invested into collecting comics now. She's going out of her way to want to read Spider-Gwen and Ghost Spider and anything to
You gotta
do with that
go
character.
back, man. Go back. The X-Men
We're going to the
80s
we're going to the
X-Men.
we're going to the comic
Go
shop
to the
right
X-Men
today.
80s.
Yeah.
X-Men
Yeah,
80s.
these are-
they were awesome.
These are going to Durs. You gotta get them these.
Hey,
this
She's
graphic
buying
novels on your way.
she's buying the first 2 trades today.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
big
You gotta keep
excited
it-
for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotta
I was
keep
just
in mind,
looking
those
at
characters were awesome,
my wife has a 200 issue run of Uncanny X-Men, but at
Nice.
148 through 348.
you should
So I-
sell it
so
all
I'm
in
gonna have
like just the number 1. It'll save her space.
I feel like I need to get her the 101 through 147 now.
Nobody liked Apocalypse. I didn't really have a huge community of people to talk to and about movies with. I thought Apocalypse was awesome.
I liked it.
I didn't hate those.
I
don't
didn't
understand
I
why
didn't-
everybody hated those.
I liked
movies
the
so
movie,
much.
didn't like the portrayal of Apocalypse, how he looked.
I think
but I
Oscar
still like the
Isaac
movie.
was not the best Apocalypse.
If you
What
couldn't,
I'm-
if
what
you're
I'm
not
hearing
going to
is
do
Jurors
just a
doesn't
straight up
like-
CG large scale character, I think that they did him fantastic. I was sold on them.
Like I said,
you don't have
I
to be huge in size to be
Mhm.
menacing all
I
the
guess
time.
I just always had that picture of Apocalypse, in my head, that image, and then I was a little
He
thrown
looks
off.
spot on. He looks 100% spot on. Just
Just
not
the-
like 9 feet
Mhm.
tall.
Yeah,
He's
that was.
just
I
like
guess
to
that
be
was
like
the only thing.
Generation
thing.
X TV pilot, though, so don't go by me.
Oh no, but the
I
TV
enjoyed all
pilot
the
was
X-Men
awesome, man.
movies.
I remember the TV pilot, the Pride of the X-Men. I love that. That animation is amazing. But you ever seen
I
that?
just
Throwing
always
out the
liked
Mohawk and
Mondo.
everything. We had Archangel in it. Like I thought it was cool.
Have a good day at work.
It was cool.
Oh man, and
I think-
Magneto had like that moment where like Apocalypse.
I think I'm
got
gonna
him
go
to tap in.
rewatch those movies.
You got him to tap in, and he just starts hitting like Earth's magnetic field and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, that was dope.
It was
Well-
cool watching them chump off Quicksilver. We got the coolest Quicksilver moment. Everyone's like, I remember when they did the time in the bottle scene in Days of Future Past inside the prison when they're getting Magneto out, and that was just awesome. It was great seeing Evan Peters run around the room, but watching Evan Peters to
Save
Sweet
everybody
Dreams
in the
clear
mansion.
the mansion out. That was
top-
it.
Top
But-
5
but-
favorite, one of my favorite scenes in any movie of all time.
But
That was the
Wolverine,
bar that was set for speedster moments when he
Mhm.
did that. Like he's
Yeah.
like moonwalking
Facts,
through the
dude.
hallway in one scene.
So
the Weapon
dope,
X
dude.
Wolverine,
turned
I
it on
love
the
that.
head. They turned it
That's
on the head.
prime.
That Havoc died in the explosion, and no one even knew till
Mhm.
after the fact. I'm like, yo, that's you just took something like, oh no, then this is awesome. Then oh yo, you're not going to let us live in the awesomeness. It
That was a
cool little
masterpiece scene, bro.
back
For
and
real.
forth.
The music and everything, for real.
Yeah,
Sweet
dude, it was
dreams
hilarious.
of
Saving the goldfish, the
melody.
dog, eating the pizza, just
Everything, dude.
watching him run on the boards as they're
Uh-huh.
exploding off the floor just showcased it great.
I watch
he's a
that scene
people
randomly,
person.
like once in a while, just to pull it up.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just that movie was just packed with stuff. Packed with stuff.
Yeah, I want to go watch it again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it has its issues, but they were fun.
Yeah, they were. Agreed.
I like
Like, it's not as-
Egyptian stuff as well. Like I just always think that
Mhm.
that's one of like there's some stuff like tropes that you do that I'm like, yeah, that one just doesn't hit as fun for me, like but Egyptian tropes in movies and shows are always fun for me because there's that real life level of mystery and intrigue that goes along with it. It's just
I took 2 classes in high school about pharaohs and gods because if I was going to college, that was one of my courses I planned on going to college for was like history of Egyptians and like the pharaohs and gods. My cat just
What
fell out of
really
the
happened.
window.
Durz's parents put him in a Messiah complex recovery class and they didn't tell him.
Nah,
AR,
bro.
I will literally do anything you ask me to. If you want to do an X-Men revisit, let's do
There
it.
you go. Yeah, you do
I'm
that.
down. I'm down for it.
Oh,
Esteban said,
I started to click
Apocalypse
on
looks like
something and Mark
Ivan
clicked on
Ooze
something
from Power
different.
Rangers. You got to blame
Yes.
that on whoever created Apocalypse.
Man.
Mark's got the hair for that today, Trev.
It's a
Mark
it's,
So,
cra-
because
it's
one
crazy.
of the hard
aliens.
things about so one of the hard things about Apocalypse was the fact that you kept on seeing Doctor Ooze, right? And you could see Oscar Isaac in the portrayal, so I think that was distracting too, because it didn't really look like Apocalypse. That's I think what made it hard. Yes,
It just
could've
threw
been
me
more
off a little bit.
focused, but it was distracting. Now Olivia Munn, she didn't play Psylocke great, but she looked great in it.
What?
She
How
did
did you-
everything she was paid to do. In that.
Olivia Munn can do no wrong in my eyes because I
What
watched
did you-
so much G4 TV growing up,
What
and
is-
she was
I
my
watched a lot of
mom.
time.
wrong in that role? Like, what is Psylocke supposed to do? Isn't she kind of like a quiet assassin type?
Anything.
Did she
She's
wear the
like that.
costume?
That's all that
That
matters.
was good. Yeah.
Or
that
does
was
the
Good
costume?
shame.
Or does the costume wear her?
She growing up and listening to her talk about video games was more than enough for me.
Yes, I did watch. I did watch Olivia Munn
Mhm.
every day.
Big
G4
Nosh is in
back
the
in
building.
show.
What is up, brother?
Dude, Nosh killing it with that. Them books he sent Mark.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I
Okay,
posted
guys,
that.
I gotta go,
short
guys.
this
So I'll see you.
Did you?
Later, brother. Have a good
Yes.
day, man.
Yeah, she
I'm gonna
used
have to
the
check that
psionic
out.
blade,
Time to
and
time to
I'm
move the
fairly
car.
100%. I'm pretty 100% certain when I say she used the psionic blade. She even did a cool front flip and chopped
Mhm.
the car in half at a
Mhm.
point. Like,
I do remember the blades.
She's a supporting cast member in a large ensemble film, so I think that they played her very well. Yeah, Psylocke was. I have the Super Nintendo X-Men game
That
where
arcade X-Men?
you play as Wolverine, Cyclops,
Fire.
Beast, Gambit, or Psylocke, and you have to play through their levels, and you play the big level at the end.
Fire. All those old X-Men games are so good. And then even the early PlayStation, Xbox X-Men games, like the original Wolverine game.
What do you play those games where like it's an overhead view, and like you can
top down
person, and there's
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
3 other people. It was an apocalypse. It was like X-Men 2 Apocalypse, but it was like that where you can hit a button and you bounce between which one you're playing as. And you level
they did that one as Apocalypse, and then they took that idea and made the Marvel Ultimate Alliance franchise, which is one of my favorites, which is top down.
Apocalypse one for the PlayStation Portable from high school.
I used to love the PSP, bro, and I hate Sony. One of the best handhelds of all time.
Just randomly show books every now and then. So this is the 1 in 5 Virgin variant for Rocketeer. Den of Thieves, brand new, just out this week. I think I'm the only person I know that pulls Rocketeer, which is sad.
Rob's got it. I know he does. I can vouch for him.
I said that to bait Rob. If Greg was here, Greg would get it too.
Also, side note, Mark, are you going to release more shorts from the Optimus Primal build? Because you can't leave me hanging like that.
The whole build is up.
Is it?
To it.
I saw the last part. I think he was missing the legs. I thought
picked up the blank so I can get myself a.
I almost grabbed that. I'm like, yo, Austin LeMay would do a great Rocketeer.
I don't have any Rocketeer comics.
You know who I really want to get to do it is a Benitez.
I thought there was
who does Lady
Mechanica.
I would love for him to do a Rocketeer.
Bill did the Rocketeer that was on the San Diego Comic-Con program last year.
Does everybody consider those new Nintendo Switches handheld games, since it's just like a back and forth? It's a console with a handheld option.
It's both.
That's what I'm saying. So would you put it in the same category as
yes.
PlayStation Portable or a Game Boy or whatever?
I would, because that's what it is made for as well. But as somebody who owned a Switch, I just sold it recently because it sat and collected dust for the past 8 months. I hate Sony with a passion, but their PSP was immaculate, bro. Best handheld on the planet.
Everything. All right, guys, I'm headed out. I'll talk to you later.
Later, brother. You have a great day.
I'm still on that Sega Game Gear, guys.
That was good, too.
Yeah, I know it can do both, but I'm like, categorically, is it put into there?
So almost 100.
It's the first of its kind, right?
I would almost 100% of the time, unless we were playing like Mario Party or something, because that you can't play handheld. I would almost 100% of the time play my Switch as a handheld.
Like if you had to call a Switch a console platform or a handheld platform, if you had to pick, which one does it lean more toward?
Handheld, I would say, but again, both. It's really both, because some games you can't play handheld; it has to be in console mode to play.
So it's a console first and handheld second.
Mm-hmm. But most people, if I'm going to play my console, I'm going to play my Series X, or somebody's going to play their PlayStation 5 or something.
Well, I'm not even putting those into the conversation. I'm just trying to understand what a Nintendo Switch really is.
It's great for handheld, man. It's just the thing that's holding the Switch back is it's a 10-year-old console now, so it's really peaked. Like it just released Zelda, and that was great. But it's peaked where it can be, so they need to release an updated version.
On this one, Scott, he says Sega Genesis is the best modern system. I gotta give you a little pushback on that, and theirs already knows Nintendo 64 is peak.
Yeah, Nintendo 64 was hands down one of the greatest systems of all time. Then the Dreamcast, because it was so ahead of its time. Having the screen on your controller was insane in the 90s, bro. I was trying to find a dope Rocketeer picture I thought I seen, but maybe this wasn't the artist who did it. I have a nice little question for you, Rob. If somebody does a sketch, like I got my sketch done at HeroesCon, how does that get sent into CBCS or CGC? How does like a sketch cover get graded and authenticated or whatever?
Well, CGC would do nothing.
Right.
Probably give you a green label for a blank cover with fucking drawing on the cover.
Too hot later.
CBCS, you can send it in, so they won't authenticate the artwork. What they're going to do is they'll authenticate the signature.
Okay.
So you can, if you pay for that, right? So when I send them in, I send them into CBCS. I send them in as to be holdered as art because I don't want them to fucking grade it. I don't need to pay the extra money. Just slab it, put the art label on there, and then authenticate the signature. And so I'll get the yellow label that'll, verified signature. This, sketch on cover.
Gotcha.
Sega does what Nintendo don't. I'm going to go out on a limb and let you down.
The only
will let you down.
the only thing Sega was doing that Nintendo wasn't doing back in the day was Blood. Was up Austin. And
Nintendo 64 most certainly has Blood, but I'm also speaking one generation after him though, because Super Nintendo would be comparable. And God, there's Blood in Super Nintendo because I just goes directly to Mortal Kombat games for.
Well, Mortal Kombat had Gray Blood.
Mortal Kombat 3.
Well, the original Mortal Kombat had Gray Blood, and then when it went on Sega, it had Real Blood.
But the original Mortal Kombat wasn't on Super Nintendo.
Atari Jaguar.
Or the regular Nintendo? I forget.
No, that's what I mean. It wasn't on the regular Nintendo. It was only on Super. So
I just know when it came to the whichever Nintendo, it had Gray Blood.
I have Mortal Kombat 1 for my Sega Game Gear, and you have to put in the blood code to even activate the blood code. You have to hold down start and hit up, down, up, down, up, down during the start menu. But then Mortal Kombat 2 came out, and it was just all there. Like, it's just there.
But
I have a Sega Genesis. I have a Super Nintendo. I have a Sega Game Gear, and I have the Nintendo 64. I sold my Nintendo 1 with about 150 games for hundreds and hundreds of dollars a couple of years ago. I got like a ridiculous amount of money for it. I had no clue. I went and I made sure everything was cleaned off, and I sat there and I priced everything out, and I blew my own mind. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to take this to a local place and let me see what 25% of this is, and I'll be happy with that. And they gave me like 60-something% of secondary market value for it because they were that eager to make the purchase,
And nowadays, dude, everything's a handheld. Like if I'm playing a game on my Xbox and I want to leave, I can just turn my phone like this and walk away and start playing it on my phone. Not all games are like that, but the majority games like Halo and stuff like that, the big games, I can just play on my phone if I want to.
Yeah. I think I have some Nintendo games sitting in here. I put up a couple of shorts the other day of me and the kids pulling out one of the Nintendo 64s and digging out Turok. And then in that short, like I'm going through the totes that have the older consoles, and there's like a stack of Super Nintendo stuff. I used to have
nice
Time
tote,
Trek
man.
used to just sit in my desk. I don't know why. If y'all remember that old show, Time Trek?
I don't.
It was kind of like, I think it came out to kind of compete with Time Cop. So John Claude's movie Time Cop came out, and they did a USA Network television show spinoff of it. But Time Trek was a show from the 90s. It was terrible.
I was going to say something.
5,000 for his video game collection. Yeah, dude, those retro games, like I still watch like Nintendo 64 prices and little content that pops up from.
Oh, bro, just ask me. You don't even need to look up the prices. I got all that.
Like Nintendo 64s don't go for cheap from like actual shops. They're like apparently like $250, $250 looks like the average for a console controller and a game or two package kind of thing. Like a startup kit where you can make one transaction, sit down and start playing. And they consider like, and we're going to throw in the connection cables. Like, yo, that comes with the console.
That comes with it. Yeah.
Like, but they don't do that. They point out we're throwing them in. Like, are you though? Like, you have consoles without them?
If you're selling the console, it should always comes with the cords. You can part out the cords by itself, but in the past like year or two, the 64 is definitely because it's now retro, and now the GameCube and stuff is starting. GameCube is now GameCube prices are now starting to trend and stuff that.
I have 6 Nintendo 64s.
That's fire.
15 controllers. And you saw the tubs of games.
Yeah.
Literally tubs of games. And 100% of all of my stuff is all original.
I have the purple see-through one.
It's okay. The atomic purple. We'll
Mhm.
put it back. It's okay. We'll go fill it back in. Do y'all have your little shovel, your little hand shovel, in your construction zone? Bubba probably does. Y'all can just use your little hand shovel and put the dirt back in there. Or okay, then don't. It doesn't bother me none. Silly Billy.
Speaking of games, this is going to be a huge year for Marvel games. You got like the new Iron Man, new Black Panther, new
Is the
Spider-Man,
Wolverine game coming?
Wolverine game. It's going to be Marvel games are starting, and
Yo,
they're
when is
high.
the Suicide Squad game going to finally release?
So when they Suicide Squad originally, everybody was so hyped about it because they didn't describe what the game was like and how the gameplay was. And then as the game came out, they released game trailers and described what the game was going to be like. And everybody's like, no, this is not it. This is not what we want. So now it's completely delayed like a year.
Who is everybody? Because the only stuff that I see are hyped up positive reactions when people like comment on stuff. Because I live streamed the fandom event when they first announced it and showed,
and we were all hyped.
Yeah, but my whole thing was like, oh, you're playing as the Suicide Squad. You're playing as the Justice League with Suicide Squad member skins on.
Mm-hmm.
Like Captain Boomerang has speedster powers and Harley's flying.
It's the fact that the gameplay, you go in, you barely fight the Justice League except like for boss moments, but you're basically going in, destroying goop off a building, and then going back to your thing. It's like a fetch quest stuff. And as gamers, that can ruin a game.
It's the what that can ruin it?
Like a fetch quest type thing. Just going to A and B with no real point. Or ever, there's a lot of trash talk on Suicide Squad. That's why it got delayed a year. As gamers, we're very disappointed about that.
I know that with the first delay was just from developmental angles of it, but the first delay was well before we saw any in-game footage. I don't know one way or another, but I have not seen the first. I don't hang out in like video game discords or anything, but just going from like YouTube trailers for it or Instagram stuff for it, I've never seen anything but people hyped, and the only thing they're mad about is it's not in their hands yet.
It's the more recent trailers that people have been more upset about. And as gamer, I'm fine. Like a lot of people get upset about like delays in games. Delay your game 5 or 10 years. I'm a Halo fan, so it's 10 or 15 years I have to wait in between games.
So you like the TV show on Paramount Plus then?
Yeah, dude, I loved it. Fire. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I just got. I finally just pulled the trigger and got Paramount Plus yesterday. I'm going to get this and just cancel Disney.
I'm a big like same thing with like comics or anything, and especially games because I've beat Halo 1,000,000 times over. I don't want something I've read 100 times over or played 100 times over. Watching it in live action. Adapt what you want to adapt from it, but I want it to be its own story and have its own thing. And that's what the Halo show was, and it was fantastic.
I don't think many people complained about the story, just the aspect of Master.
They were mad he took his helmet off, but who cares?
It's still out yet.
I teared up because like it was shocking for me, but at the end of the day, it's a show. I don't want Master Chief to have his helmet on the whole time, saying 3 or 4 lines here or there. I want him.
Mandalorian's job.
Right. You got that connection with Master Chief because in the games itself, Master Chief, he was taken as a kid. You got that all backstory. You had the original voice actor for Cortana in the show and as the hologram. I thought it was great.
T-Ravis, did you sell out of those mystery boxes yet? I know you said you had like 4 left the other day. We don't have to, you guys can go back to talking. You don't have to wait for him to give an answer.
We're waiting.
I was reading chat because I didn't click on it for the past 5 minutes, so it was just bop 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 bop. I keep this stuff full screen in the chat on my phone.
Wow.
Well, while we wait, I do want to remind everybody that it has begun and is kicking off at San Diego Comic-Con this year with Transformers #1 Ashcan and Rivals #1. So Daniel Warren Johnson is getting his 2nd and 3rd Transformer cover. The first one being Void Rivals issue #1, 1/100 variant, which is like that's going to be the pinnacle of these books. Is that 1/100 variant?
Mm-hmm.
That thing's not cheap, and there was a most recent sale of a signed and remarked one. Literally, like if y'all watch my shorts from Heroes Con, the guy that was in front of me and DJ, the one person in front of the line of us, I videotaped his sketch. He
I
sold
thought
that
that was
sketch.
crazy.
Yeah, he
was
sold
like
that sketch on
2,000, wasn't
eBay
it?
for $1,300.
Okay.
$1,395. Like well over $1,300.
I respect the hustle, but man,
That's
dude.
apparently
Mhm.
this guy's that's just what he does. And a lot
Right.
of people on Felix's comment thread like, yo, this guy is single-handedly responsible for making fans pay reseller prices to get work done from artists. So he's just kind of known for
So-
doing it.
Scott T. Ravis he'd mentioned the other day that he mentioned yesterday that he still had 4 left. I don't know if he still has any left or not, but they were like, so you might reach out to him because I don't see a response here, but
So I just
All right,
got Paramount Plus, like I said. So Halo is one of the first things I'm looking forward to watching.
I
haven't gotten deep into the video game lore. I played
as somebody
the
with a
first
Halo
one.
tattoo, ignore all the chat, Mark, because Mike's like takes his helmet off since the 3rd game. His face was
My
never
guy, like,
revealed or never showed in the game.
I said that I've
I
never
know.
gotten into video
Just-
game lore.
oh,
so
because
I'm
no-
perfectly fine.
having a tattoo of something makes you an expert now.
When
Is
I
that
was
what you were saying?
professional for 1,
Because
2, 3,
then in
and
that
4,
case, I'm an expert in rune script, and I'm an
We knew
expert.
that about you.
I mean, I was professional for the game for
I assume
7
you have a
Henry
years.
tattoo of
Rollins?
AI also, don't you, Durs?
I'm down for AI all the way, bro. 100%.
I'm definitely not.
That's
I don't
like
think- I don't
that's
think
like
AI
people
does
back
not-
in the day being like, "Oh, the light bulb was invented." I'm
No,
scared. I don't
it-
want to stop lights. You can't stop
It's
technology, bro.
definitely not comparable, and I don't think that it needs to be stopped. But I'm not going to sit here and say like I'm a fan
Use
of
it to benefit whatever job or whatever you're doing. Use
AI.
it in a way
Is such a broad terminology.
It
Like,
is,
that's why I'm
100%.
saying I'm not against it, but I'm very much so against
Wasn't
probably
AI a
what you're
rapper?
for.
Mhm.
I'm not for AI. I think AI needs to be like
Okay, is
the
T-Rabbit
limit
still here?
and bar for
Did
AI
you-
needs to be so freaking low. It's insane.
Mhm.
Let us know,
But-
buddy. Did you still have some of those boxes left? Somebody was asking.
Yeah, oh, he still hasn't answered. T. Ravis, do you have any mystery boxes left? Because Rob is asking for
Scott's
somebody
interested.
else. Scott is interested. Scott is interested.
Well, everybody should be interested.
What does everybody think of the
They're
casting for
bangers.
Metamorpho? I think it's fine. Like, all right, all these James Gunn casting announcements. I think the casting choices are fine. That's not
Let's wait
my
till we see
concern.
it.
I think James Gunn needs to chill the f out and probably make a Superman movie. When you
He's
make
going
it-
pretty hard, isn't he?
announcing Mr. Terrific makes sense. Michael Holt appears in so much stuff because of what he does and who he is. It's not like he's a frontline character that is going to be like taking screen time. That's something as simple as like visiting Star Labs, for example. Like countless people in different mediums visit Star Labs, and you can run into employees. You have Terrifitech, adding Hawk Girl. How is she going to fit into this? Guy Gardner. That's cool. I'm very excited to get a Green Lantern, but why is Guy Gardner appearing in this? Like, I think the rollout does matter, and starting with Guy Gardner feels like you're intentionally starting with a joke. Now we have Metamorpho in here, so now it looks like we're doing the Terrifics. Why are you doing all of this and not just a Superman movie, but a first Superman movie, a first DCU movie? It's just, are you turning this into
Isn't there a Superman movie or something coming before? Isn't like Superman Legacy supposed to be the first one, but there's something
that's-
coming before
Yeah,
that?
so before we even get the second DCU film, we're going to have a completely stacked universe.
Mhm.
There you guys go. There's 4 left. $25 mystery boxes shipped. 2 books in there. Each one, basically, I got about a 50%, 150% of value on my books. I was super happy with the 2
Rob,
boxes
can
I
you
picked
can you
up.
drop a link for the mystery boxes into the chat possibly?
Sure, I'll take a look.
That way, anybody who's looking for them can just click on it and find it. If you're co-signing these mystery boxes, if you're standing by them, feel free to drop a link. And just bear in mind, everyone, I'm not co-signing these. Rob is.
I watched his video. I can
Against them,
vouch for
but I've
him.
never bought one, so. Remy Q, baby, what is happening?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Oh, I didn't know I had to get my bucket ready, Remy. Coming in here shirtless.
There you go, guys. Rob dropped the link to the mystery boxes, so you can hit that and go check them out.
That's the link. That's the IG link to that, and then
Yeah.
I can give you.
Rob's going to give you 15 links, and when he's done dropping
Hey,
all the
Lady
links,
F.
he'll tell you which one to click on. Until then, you just have to guess.
Here, let me drop. Am I mod on this? Let me drop some links.
So the first one was the link to the IG to where you can on T-Ravis where you can get the mystery box, and then I just linked unboxing video of 2 of the T-Ravis mystery boxes that I did yesterday.
Now, here's the
and so-
conundrum. There's only 4 left. Are you going to risk it and watch Rob's video first and risk
Or
the
just
other 4
claim-
selling out? Or are you
That's
just
right.
going to go hit the link and buy the mystery box that Rob is telling you is good, not me. Rob is telling you is
Yeah.
good.
T. Ravis is a good dude. And go
Yeah.
to his Instagram. He's got hella good books for
So
hella
Rob's
good
telling
prices.
you they're good. Lady F's telling you to do
I watched
charity work just
watched
because
Rob's
he's a good
video.
guy.
It was
What do you
good.
wanna do?
I can vouch. I can back up
IG.
Rob's claim.
Yeah.
Get his shit on IG, on the cheap. Also, you guys were talking about Apocalypse, and I was talking about how
An
I don't like
hour ago.
zombies.
We were talking about a paralips. What?
Apocalypse versus Dracula. Nice.
Apocalypse. This is a fun ass mini. So if you got, it's a 4-part mini, but here I have part 1, part 2, and part 3. It's got some ill ass art.
Oops.
But yeah, it's really fun. They actually fight in the 1800s, and I think Apocalypse recruits the help of Van Helsing to try and fucking beat Drac.
Was it the actual Van Helsing?
Yeah.
And
Well,
was he
not
fighting
in
the
real
actual
life, but I
Dracula?
mean, as in the character here, but it's fun. You know, it's a.
So
It's
did you
so,
say you're
like-
going to run those as a giveaway so one of the 26 viewers can experience the funness you're talking about?
Only if they want the first 3, because I don't have the 4th, and I kind of want to get the 4th first. So, sorry, not today. I got my Phantom. Phantom's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You can slam evil with that book.
yeah, you can slam evil with it, but also check out T. Ravis comics. Check out
Yeah, you
Apocalypse
said that.
versus Dracula. Check out your own butthole because
There we
colon
go.
cancer sucks.
I was in an
Nice
LCS
segue.
the other day that had the first appearance Apocalypse still at like pre-COVID prices. It was like $400 above what it should have been.
I love Apocalypse. I'm not gonna lie, but look, Louise Simonson created him. I have hella love for the Simonsons, and
know
he's a
what?
fun character.
Hey, T.
I
Ravis,
think
you
I
know
have
what
a
you need to
Louis
do, buddy?
Simonson book.
T. Ravis, you need to get yourself on
Steel,
frickin-
baby. Steel
T-
number 1.
Here, Lady F. Here's a Louis Simonson book. It's actually her on the cover.
Does
It's
my
Weezy.
mic come across?
I can hear you.
I'm just curious because I'm always getting talked over, so I'm wondering if my fucking mic.
Bro, that's my problem with these hangouts, man. I never know when to talk and when not to talk half the
Rob, your
time.
microphone volume is a little lower than everyone else's, and the trick is this. And I'm not saying this jokingly. The trick is to keep talking, like because typically one person will drop out, and you always immediately drop out when you start to talk. If it's
Because
ever
I'm fucking courteous and somebody else is talking and I let them
Yeah.
continue talking.
Well, I don't think
Instead of-
it's a matter of discourteous in this kind of arena. You know what I
ADHD.
mean? Because all of us are on here at the same time, you know, and I don't think there's the same decorum as if you're in person talking to one other person. You know, you kind of just gotta.
I have a bad habit of getting excited for the story and like interjecting and adding to a story.
Like,
That's
turn
my
off
bad
the
habit.
automatic mic adjustment and fucking
Mhm.
crank it up some.
There you go. Because
Sound
even
good to me.
when you were saying that and Durs was talking, I can hear you talking, but I could not hear what you were saying
Yeah.
because his microphone is easily louder than your volume settings.
I have
Alright.
an expensive headset on.
Your
Well,
voice.
so do I, but
It's a volume setting, not a money setting, buddy. Rob will win.
Dude, this is like one of the most expensive gaming headsets you can have. When it comes to gaming, I throw that money around.
this isn't a gaming headset. This is a broadcast headset.
There you go.
Oh, no thumbs involved.
That would be your issue. But no, those are still good.
That's why my voice is so silky smooth.
Mm.
I was just saying, T. Ravis, man, dude, we need to get you on to like freaking pirate ship or something because your cost on shipping those legal flat rate going to the post office is like $250 more than if you just did it at home on a frickin' pirate ship. And when you're running a $25 mystery box and you're not combining shipping, you just cut into your profits big time, buddy.
Trial by combat for the might. That's a good idea.
I have something to talk about. I got one chapter left in Watchmen. I reread it. I started from the beginning, Mark, like you said.
It worked, didn't it?
It did work, but it's a lot, man. It's still a lot. It's something I think I'll need to watch the movie right after because I love the movie. It's just been a while, but man, it's a good read, but it's a lot.
I'm not saying this jokingly, but only watch the ultimate cut. Don't waste your time with the theatrical or the director's. There's 3 cuts of that film.
Mm-hmm.
Only watch the ultimate cut.
Only 3 boxes left, guys.
Nice.
I was just thinking,
$25 shipped.
Mark is a cheap ass, and I like getting shit on the low. And we're both saying Travis is. Wait, Mark is not the one.
I didn't co-sign shit.
Fat Stacks, but Fat Stacks likes a good deal too. Yeah, Travis has got good shit.
I watched the video when it dropped, and if I ever did a mystery box one day, I would do it just like that. That's how I've always do a couple books because at the end of the day, I don't have a lot of high value books, so I wouldn't want to load up a box with 30 or 40 books.
Here's the other one. That's the 4th book I got.
That was a fire cover.
Ooh, sickening.
I'm not opposed to T-Ravis mystery boxes. I just have not opened one.
Right.
So I'm not
for your own experience.
Well, I've gotten individual books from him on IG, and he has very good deals.
I actually still have a box here.
Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
I actually have a box here I bought from him probably like 4 months ago that I haven't even opened yet on the channel of stuff that was like that were like, because they're for the giveaway bin. Really, I bought them for, but my giveaway bin's overflowing. So
4 months ago, that's cute.
I know. I'm not Mark level.
God, but you have boxes from 2 years ago.
I have boxes from January 22 with Rob's sticker on it and shit.
Dude, do what? So I watch Franchise Kicks on YouTube and stuff, and he'll and they're clickbait as hell, but they're great. He calls them time capsule boxes, and he'll just pull out a random box for like a year or two ago and open it.
My strategy is I'm going to continue to win only slab giveaways, and then come C3 in October, I'm going to raffle off time capsule mystery boxes with Rob.
Are you going to re-gift gifts that you won?
Or hear me out on this one, Mark. What if you did 30 days of
30 days of Rob's Fat Stacks mystery boxes?
Dude, you can't knock that, man. Chris got killer views on that
they
stuff.
Would be collector's items, and you would only have only the certain numbers. So
he'll open them and he'll get like the projected value from like 2 years.
I have 3 only slab packages and 1 slab hub package.
So price tag you every time. Everybody just price tag Mark for the next
I've got
month
a
or
slab
so.
hub package in there that I haven't opened. And now I think one just arrived this past week that got added to the stack. But that's not the only. I have like an original Kingdom Come poster that hung in comic shop signed by Alex Ross. And I haven't opened yet from like 6 months ago. And sometimes I want the stuff. I know what's in it. So I'm just like, I'll open it one day.
I have a question for real. And Fat Stacks or anybody that might know that. Mark, you may know this.
I don't.
It's a history question, kind of.
I certainly don't if we're going that far.
When it comes to comics, were Marvel and DC the only comics that were exclusive to Mark Jewelers?
Oh, that is a good question.
Because hold on, let me get this book. Let me find it. It's a Get Smart Dell book that I have. Here we go. Okay, so it's a Get Smart Dell, and it doesn't have the Mark Jeweler insert, but look at that. That's a stamp, bro. Right? So I'm just curious.
Would you believe? Missed it by that much.
Was Mark Jewelers back in the day? Was that like the premiere? Like
it was a catalog
K's or something? Catalog? Okay.
Yeah. So
it was a
Mark
catalog
Jewelers,
you got inserted in like comic books at the PX.
Right.
It was a specific company that was they had the ads, and it was of higher quality paper, and they were included in inventory that went to military bases. And the reason being that the young bucks there, a lot of them before they would go out would want to put a ring on it, hit it, and quit it.
Lady, if I don't see
Good
anything
option.
from like a simple search of outside of Marvel and DC, and if you're running ads, and especially in the time era, when it was like late
probably
70s,
not.
80s at
But
best.
what's necessarily is it 70s and 80s? Is it early 70s?
I know it goes into the
71,
90s a
72?
little bit as well. Well, at least in the late 80s. Like my first appearance of
I know
Cable
it's in the late
has a Mark Jewelers, and that's
We mentioned
Nice.
30 days of doing something, and so he showed up.
Yes, he
Mhm.
did.
Let's see. Mark
While
Jewelers.
they're doing that, Remy, is there an only slab or lonely slabs this Saturday?
No, I don't think
No.
we're gonna be able to do
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah, we may be running out of town.
You hear that, everybody? 2:30 on Saturdays, prime time eating for a live.
the director's cut. Is
Mark's mic is the
Original
director's cut right
the
now.
ultimate cut. So the ultimate cut is I'm not talking about the director's vision. I'm talking about the best adaptation of the comic book, and that would be the ultimate cut. They took Tales of the Black Freighter, which released separately as an animated film starring Gerard Butler doing the voice, and they inserted it back into the film along with the newsstand scenes you get, which are not in the director's cut, which are a heavy part of the comic book, with the kid at the newsstand, which add the context to the explosion at the end. So, yeah, I'm not worried about Snyder's original vision. Just the best adaptation that they made of the movie is most certainly the ultimate cut.
I dig it. It's a thick read. Definitely can't be distracted or
That's what
anything.
she
Definitely
said.
got to focus. It is 100% what she said.
Aggressively said HBO ruined Watchmen for me. The what do you think happened next? Who was right is what made Watchmen so incredible. But now we know, and it's sad.
Inserts started appearing in the
I
early
love the Watchmen TV
70s,
show.
and they were first done by National Diamond Service. But then Mark Jewelers were known for the big body color printed ones. The National Diamond Service ones were just like kind of cardboardy.
Well, there you are.
Well, I'm
Anyways.
gonna bounce out of here, guys. Hope you have a
Same
beautiful
here.
day.
I
Give
just wanted
you
Tyler
guys.
the keys for a day, Rob. Just let,
There you go.
let Tyler
Have a great day,
get
guys.
something for you. All right, man. That would actually like be amazing. Just let Tyler come on. Like he's still the reigning champ for that show, hands down. For your guests, there's been an Action Comics 1 on your show, AF-15 and what, an 8.0? And
Yeah,
all of that
There was a 9.6 Startling Comics 49.
pales in comparison to Tyler's episode, and the fact that he didn't have to bring money to do it speaks volumes.
The user count, a viewer count says otherwise.
Viewer count ain't got nothing to do with it.
Oh.
Tyler wins, hands down. Most memorable moment.
Most entertaining. You literally introduced us to the real comic vet that
Who
day.
brought
The
that
real
angle
comic
that one
vet
time?
finally showed his true colors that day. We saw that Chris is hiding all kinds of wealths of knowledge.
Chris and I still go back. Chris and I still agree on probably our most enjoyable episode of all of them thus far is still the first episode of Only Slabs with Ilson.
We definitely didn't say enjoyable. We know it wasn't enjoyable for you, but that added to the enjoyment for everyone else.
Yeah, most entertaining. It wins an award.
Yeah, Tyler hands down brought y'all those CBC awards. That was, you should like cut yours in half and send half of it to him, Rob.
When I voted for you, that's actually what I put. I put in a little. I said the Tyler episode as the reasoning. So
Rob hates this. He's like, God, he's having nightmares, PTSD from that episode. Charlton had him nice. Ads on the back of the book, not quite the same as the insert, because an ad on the back of the book wouldn't catch you the Mark Jeweler variant. All right, it's wet. If you put it on the ground, it's gonna get dirt on it. Rob had been holding Chris back for years until that day. Yeah, it unleashed it.
Co-host nothing. Let me take over. Oh yeah, I know that guy.
You know, Chris lit up like a Christmas tree and came out the woodworks that day. He didn't even have to ask. And what does it say on the right hand side of that blue label? He just knew what it said. He was telling people.
It was amazing. In fact, if anything, that might have backfired for Tyler. He could have had control of the whole show, but Chris took the reins pretty quickly. Was able to rope him back in.
Chris like, oh, you're speaking my language.
This is our show, sir. He took him back.
Have you thought about doing any kind of special highlighted episode of Only Slab if you find somebody who's like an avid video game collector who has a collection of slab video games or even action?
I tried that actually. I tried to encourage Nerdy Girl to do that one time, but she just brings on other random shit. So
that last episode, she was. I didn't know what was going on. If it was a specialty episode,
I thought that no. I honestly thought that she and I were on the same page for that episode, and she just went off script and
she's like, "Look at this Infinity."
She went full Tyler on me.
Okay.
Well, not entirely true. I guess she went partial because she did show some comics, but and what was really weird to me was that like she had me send her a list of the books she showed the previous time, so she wouldn't bring any repeats. And the fucking first book she pulled was a repeat from the previous episode.
She's like, this show's doing pretty well. How can I destroy it? Let me see.
I fully expected to be the only one speaking the whole show. Chris saying me. You were pretty close to having my son join that stream to be the co-host for the day.
Nice. Where is this coming from? Remy, have you seen Mission Impossible yet?
I have not.
The new movie here.
I have not. I think I need to catch up. I'm way behind on Mission Impossible. I wasn't a big fan at one point. I fell off. So
yeah, it's a really good movie franchise. Really good.
Yeah, it could be Mike. Who knows? But she's been on. We've moved on. We have a lot of other great guests in the pipeline. Guests who want to come back. I'm super happy. Like Ken, who was on recently, who had all the the 9.8 Spider-Man or 9.6 like ASM 4 and stupid shit like that. He right after the show he was like, oh dude, yeah, I'll do this again. Now he's not coming on for a while until January, but he's any man who keeps his books at multiple vaults around town, I'm down to have him come on again and show off.
You need to tell him this to stream from the vault.
Stream it from the vault, right?
Yeah. I've asked, but Rob refuses to let me show off how well I pour my basement and garage floor. Super expensive slabs.
Yeah.
It's an impressive slab, actually. It's hard work.
Yeah, this is a solid statement. Watch Ghost Protocol and go from there. It's gold. So Ghost Protocol was number 4. That's when it switched to the era that we're in now. 1, 2, and 3 were all about 4 or 5 years apart with different directors and different styles and tones to them. And number 3 that J.J. Abrams did really kind of change the bar. And when they came in with Ghost Protocol, they had to amp it from that. And at that point, they've got into this flow, got into this like kind of carrying the story over thing. And it is just, Ghost Protocol is like a 9 out of 10 for cinema easily. And Fallout is even better. Fallout is probably the best one that they've done, with the one with Henry Cavill in it. Like, it blew my mind because that was like number 6. And I'm like, how are they doing another one? Like, where can they really go from this? Because they're going to have to kind of kickstart a new arc. And it was like, dude, this is insane. This whole franchise doesn't make sense. It's like breaking all rules of cinema.
Mike, no, I've never had Sleeping Comics on, but I just took note of that name. I do, some of the stuff is like I find people through my own organic searching on Instagram and what they post, but then I also find stuff I get nominations or people suggest names to me that I should look at, and I'll reach out to them. It's always easier if somebody who knows them introduces me about them. But like I finally, after months and months of repeated outreach of reaching out to Slab Dragon, because people all constantly going, "Oh, dude, you got to have Slab Dragon on. You got to have Slab Dragon on." He finally responded, but he's not coming on because he claims to have like no streaming capabilities.
Tell him
Or
just to send
This
you in
technology,
30 photos.
technologically, what was his word? Something about technologically fucking adverse or something. I don't know. But I was
Tell
like,
him to
okay,
send
cool.
you
If you
30
change your mind.
photos of his
Yeah.
slab and then be in your live chat to explain them as you show them.
Yeah, right. But we're always looking for guests, trying to get people to respond.
Ghost Protocol and Fallout are two of my all-time favorite action movies. That's super fair. The greatest action movie of all time is still Terminator 2, but I don't think that these even hit the realm of being compared to
Fact.
that. But as
I gotta
standalone
start-
action movies outside of that, yeah, they're absolutely up there.
I do have to start booking September. Actually, now that I think about it,
Even Rogue Nation was the opening scene to Rogue Nation. Benji, open the door. Tom Cruise is a madman.
All right, so it looks like these are all available on Paramount, so maybe I'll stream them.
Yeah, I just got Paramount Plus yesterday.
Maybe. Well, it's showing all 6.
Yeah, they got them all. I was
Oh.
about to say, I was watching and listening to number 1 at work yesterday while I was grooming. And the second one, legendary action director John Woo did that one. So, I mean, it's going to be of its time, but if you enjoy like
I'll be honest with you. Number 2 might have been the last one I saw. I don't know.
It was for a lot of people.
but who does number 2 work for?
That's right. You show that turd who's boss. Tom Arnold. Wrong. Best action movie of all time is Demolition Man with John Spartan and Simon.
Ooh,
That's a great one. Taco Bell rules the world, but it definitely does not even get close to Terminator 2.
It's no Last Action Hero. I'm just saying.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, I love Demolition Man, but that's
Demolition Man was
that's a
awesome.
laughable comparison to put it next to Terminator 2.
Yeah, Terminator 2 wins out though.
What's my boggle?
He doesn't know how to use the seashells, Rob.
Fucking goddamn shit.
Mission
Fuck
Impossible Marathon is something I recommend. Yeah, I do too. That's pretty cool. I remember I predate Terminator 2, and I can still have vivid memories of the first time I watched it, because back in those days the ABC Saturday night movie was like the big thing. We didn't have paid HBO or nothing like that, but every Saturday ABC would premiere a movie that has been out for like 2 years, because that's how long it took it to go from theaters to VHS to TV, and it was an R-rated movie. So the only way I could watch those are when they're edited for time and content on television. All the foul language is gone, the nude scenes are cut out, excessive violence, all that. And it made no difference for a kid back then. That was still just as good as seeing it. You know, you're getting the full story and all that. You don't need all the vulgarity that made it something you couldn't watch. And the night that it came on, it was storming like crazy. Like, I remember it was one of the worst storms we had. And I was sitting in this room right here on the couch, was waiting for it to come on. And I was just so concerned that we would lose power that night. But it was a big deal. Like, I was planning for that night. I couldn't wait, because, you know, you get the TV guides. You would know when stuff was coming because they would air commercials for what the movie's going to be. And it was just such a huge deal. Such a huge deal. Blade 2 and Mission Impossible 2 are better action movies than Terminator 2, in my opinion. Well, you have a bad opinion. That's okay. Yo, Extraction 2 was fantastic. I had to actually do a whole post about that. That continuous camera shot scene that they did on the train, that was one of the best action sequences I've seen in film. That was nuts. Tyler Rake stands in the conversation with Ethan Hunt and James Bond. That dude is a machine. Easily Chris Hemsworth's best character he's ever played. Easily. I don't know who Definitely Simple is waving. I see a hand. That ain't going to do it. I see the top of a head. That ain't going to do it. Who we got here? Who is it? Okay.
I thought you could see my face.
No, because you were holding a vertical screen, so down there all we could see was a hand.
Not a penis is what one.
There's definitely a dick down there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a penis, but yeah, it was a dick. We were right. Hey, Tyler.
Shit. Well, you were just talking about Terminator 2. I remember the first time I saw Terminator 2 was on like one of those kitchen TVs that that were like 5 inches wide.
Yeah.
Wow. No, you could really appreciate the graphics at that point.
Yeah, well, I was standing in the kitchen with my mom, and it was the only TV we had working, and it came on, and that was the first time I watched the entire thing like 5 inches from the screen.
Standing in the kitchen, burning
Mesmerized.
halfway through it.
Wow.
I never knew a movie could be so good.
Mm-hmm.
That was the movie that I lined up outside the theater and had to buy a ticket for the Rocketeer because they were sold out, and then got swept into the Terminator 2 showing instead.
I remember you telling us about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you didn't have to reserve your seat.
That was before you could. Yeah. You had to line up. There were multiple lines outside the theater for different showings that were lined up hours in advance trying to get the best seats to see the theater.
I miss theaters having that kind of draw, and it isn't just theaters, but it was the celebrities associated with the movies. Like Arnold is hands down the biggest like movie star to ever exist, right? Like for his time, like no one had the draw like peak Arnold had. But it's really cool to still see like how people show up for Tom Cruise, like whether you like him or not. People show up for him. It's like I remember just 10 years ago, like people were like, "Oh, you going to see the new Johnny Depp movie? What is it?" I'm not sure, but he's got a new one coming out. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. It's a Johnny Depp movie, and then he fell off. And it's like we don't have that anymore. Like you just.
No, we really don't.
I think Tom Cruise is the only person that has some kind of like residuals from that. He still has a little bit of it. You kind of just know it's going to be good.
I think DiCaprio has that a little bit, but he doesn't make movies enough anymore.
Wasn't he in Babylon, or no? That was Brad Pitt.
I don't think either one of them have moved into the streaming realm as well. I think that kind of has something to do with it.
Yeah.
They still keep their stuff valuable. They maintain their self-worth.
Yeah. It's like once everybody started going into these exclusive streaming movies, because that was kind of like that was actually a bar in itself. It was like, oh well, now they're in a Netflix movie, but it's like, well, by now everybody is. So for them, you have to see them at the theater. So,
and which is wild because Scorsese did that power play when he did that. What was the name of the Hoffa movie that he did? Straight to
The Irishman.
Irishman. Yeah, that was really good. But that was silver screen all day, and he released it straight to Netflix.
Yep. Yeah. Now instead of movie stars, it's kind of like franchises and that shit.
And that whole leaning into the streaming thing backfired on all of them. And look where we're at right now, because the streaming doesn't generate the revenue that they thought it would if they could move the quality of cinema over to streaming. We'll just make the money there, and it just didn't happen. It backfired on a massive level, and now we have writer strikes. We just started the actor strike. We have no physical media money coming in, and they learned that there was a ridiculous value in physical media that does not transfer over to streaming subscriptions. It's just, it's wild.
The actor strike is, a huge thing about the streaming stuff too. Obviously, it's like the same stuff with the writers, how they don't get residuals and a bunch of dumb shit like that. But there's so much little shit with the actor stuff. I'm afraid it's gonna like hurt everything.
Yeah. Do you saw where the cast of Oppenheimer were at a premiere?
Yeah.
At the premiere, and the writer strike started, like it officially started, and they left. Like, dude, you don't have to leave a premiere. Like, unless that's a paid gig for them. I guess it is a paid gig for them to be there.
Yeah, technically they're not allowed to do any promotion as soon as it started, so they kind of did have to leave it.
I would have just been like, okay, so I'm not going to promote this movie. I'm just here to watch it now.
So, like, obviously, I've gone through a strike as well.
That means you have to pay for your ticket.
At midnight, when the strike started, everyone just walked off the line, which was pretty wild. But that's just how it is. It's super odd.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, cause did y'all see that statement that God, I can't remember who put it out, but it was like Hollywood stated that they're not going back to the negotiation tables with the WAG until the WAG is broke, which isn't going to take long.
Yep, I did see that. They're trying to hold them out and make them like lose their houses and apartments and.
No, they're wanting the WAG as a union to go broke, not the individuals in it. Like the WAG has like money built up for stuff like this to help sustain and hold over people in the WAG for times like this, and they want them to go broke.
Okay, well, I didn't see that. I just saw about the individual stuff that they're going to try to hold out through October was the rumor.
Yeah, and what's so crazy to think about is, there's multiple terms that are going into these things. Like they're wanting the guarantee of extensions for streaming services or television shows. They're wanting raised up base rate. They're wanting the AI conversation to be addressed. And out of all of that, they turn in their like terms of negotiations to the mediators before they come to the table to say, yeah, we're willing to negotiate this. We're willing to negotiate that. All of it for both times, the studios are not willing to negotiate AI, not even willing. Nope, we're not doing it. I know.
One of the things I saw with AI is that they came to the Screen Actors Guild and they wanted to use extras and like scan in extras and then have the extras be used for multiple movies for like an endless amount of time so they don't have to pay extras all the time. They would just have them digitally
Just
in the
digital
background.
extras everywhere.
Can you imagine how bad that would look in a movie? You want to talk about ruining a movie?
Say it again, Tyler. I missed it.
He was saying
they want real people to come in as extras, like the extras they already used, and scan them and then use them artificially in movies. And then that would save them money to not have to pay them constantly as well.
Like, we'll pay you, but it'll be a reduced rate and you won't have to show up. We'll just pay you residual.
Well, according to what they want, it'll be a one-time fee for
one
this
time. Yeah, just have them sign off on
and
it.
what's unfortunate,
And
they can
use you in all kinds of
especially in California, they can go outside to most major corners and find 100 people in tents that would be willing to take $5 and sign a contract for a face scan, and they can still get them. They won't even need actors. It'll come down to that. They're like, if the people who do these jobs aren't willing to do that, they'll just find people that are willing.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah, last time we had one of these happen, it was definitely bad. We had the first G.I. Joe movie, Transformers 2. Like, the writer strike films were rough. For television, it ruined numerous television shows like Heroes and Lost.
Please don't.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, everything's super important. Just like, I mean, really, they're going to have a bunch of big actors come out and talk about this, and like they're rich and they don't need the money, but it really comes down to the little man. It's like the working class guy, the extras, the people who just get paid maybe $1,000 for a gig, and it's only enough to get him through that week or whatever. Like, that's what they're fighting for. It's not for all the big people, but the big people are going to have to be the ones that step up and speak on it. I don't know if you saw Fran Drescher's big speech, but it was an amazing speech about how Hollywood just like doesn't respect the working class. You should definitely go check it out.
Hollywood doesn't respect them.
Well, she's the president or the leader of them, and she really impressed me. She did not sound like that. I thought she would.
Yeah, Quantum of Solace, they didn't even have a script for the finishing filming. They were literally just talking out scenes and filming them at one point.
Yep. They weren't allowed to write, but because Daniel Craig was like the person on set, he was allowed to write. So it was like him and the director just going back and forth, figuring out how to shoot a scene.
But to what you were saying, Tyler, I mean, there's a lot more than just the actors and directors that are in that. I mean, when you go into the movie credits, there's thousands and thousands of people that are
Oh
involved in
yeah,
that. So it's like, you think about the director and a handful of actors, and those are the big names, but how many people behind the scenes are all a part of that particular
hmm
project that
Well, they
now
have
have
their
no
own
project?
guilds. They have
yeah.
their own guilds and their own
Their guilds are
unions.
fine as of now,
They're
but
not
you're right.
affected, except the fact that there's nothing for them to do
That's what
Yeah,
I mean, though.
because of that. So they become inadvertently affected
yep,
in how it impacts them, and they're the guys who are the ones who are most likely to be impacted because they are just working a 9 to 5 gig. But that's not to discredit the fact that these look, the current, this comes up all the time, and as distribution changes, it happened when cable TV came into fruition and stuff, because these contracts are written based off of the distribution models that are in existence at the time, right? There's a certain amount of money that's made by obviously big name actors and companies up on the upfront through primary distribution, but then that secondary, those residuals, really for some people are the big thing that they continue to get or can really add up.
yeah,
Especially for writers and stuff, because they write on multiple episodes. They get a little bit for each episode, but they the volume of episodes and stuff becomes something that makes it a paycheck. And when they had it just broadcast TV, when cable came along, it was a big issue, and then they had to rewrite the contracts for cable distribution. And the contracts that are in place right now are contracts that were written based on paying residuals based on theatrical releases, broadcast television, cable television, VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray
yeah.
sales.
Not streaming.
There's almost nothing about streaming, and now
Yeah,
the reality is that's the overwhelming majority of of the way that stuff's distributed. And we're talking about, it affects not just shows that are running on streaming, but channels, that maybe were cable channels but are being consumed via streaming. So what might have even like if USA Network does saying, well, if it's not being consumed by over necessarily the cable provider who are the contracts in there where there's a usage thing, and instead it's going through Hulu, there's not this, you're not getting the same type of residual back on that as well. So there's all these different things that play into it where they're right to sit there and say, hey, and if you, the way you're compensating us is based on residuals as a creative, same thing that we as comic book people say, how it sucks that these old time creators never got the reap benefits of their creations. This is how these guys get benefits of their creation. But then we say, oh, but because of the way because we changed how we're distributing it, you just get hosed, and now me as a corporation, I get to keep all the money for me.
yeah, yeah. So they got the benefit off of that initially, and now that they have to make a new contract, they still want to be that cash cow, but it's bullshit. They should they should be compensating those people.
Right. Well, and if part of their reasoning behind it is, well, we're not bringing in the kind of money we were bringing previously, then that's fine. Don't fucking spend as much money on your actors. You know what? Fine. Don't pay 25 million for the actor. Tell them, say, if you want to be in this film, this is what we're paying. We're only paying 2 million for the actors on this film, and go find some new actors, or make
That's
somebody
kind of
take a
fair
pay cut.
too, because just like what we were talking about a little bit ago, these actors don't have the draw that they used to. Like
Yeah.
the salaries that they were used to, like then. But that's kind of a double-edged sword because the actors right now are striking for a higher pay rate as well. So
This is a statement that I say at work all the time that people need to pay attention to. This is a very important fact. Rob is right.
God, what was the one she? I wish I could watch the whole Fran Drescher thing because she brought up a lot of good points. I just wish I could watch her all the time. Really.
You just want to have it on loop.
Constantly have it playing in the
It's like,
background.
Tyler,
You
what did I
guys,
hear in your background? That's Fran Drescher.
Tyler started packing up his bags. He's going to start going on strike with them. He's going to drive. He's driving to California today because he got inspired by Fran Dresser.
Honestly, that it's not a terrible thought. I did think about that, not actually going on strike, but if the customers, if we decided that we were tired of that and we could like put off seeing Barbie and Oppenheimer for a week, I bet that those contracts would get done so fucking fast. The Hollywood would be terrified if those movies bombed.
Barbie's,
I'm not
I don't think
always
is
right.
not going to bomb. I think.
Well-
What's the budget on Barbie?
No, they're not going to bomb. But
It's
Tyler's saying if the
If-
people hold
yeah.
out on watching them,
No, I'm
because-
saying I think Barbie's going to bomb.
I don't. I
don't
think
think it's gonna-
pre-sales alone.
I think it's going to definitely just be another victim of the summer.
it'll have a big
No,
weekend, and
not a
then after
quality.
that, well,
Yeah, it's not a quality issue, but I think that it's just going to be another summer victim.
I think the only thing that could hold it back is if everyone goes and sees it and says it sucks.
I don't think anyone's going to be running to see it other than TM Nerdy and Evil Mike.
I think there's a lot
They
of
made it with
people
$100
running to see it.
million budget, so
I
it
think
has
there's a
a
lot. I think there may be a lot of people who secretly might want to see it, but they're not going to go to the theater to see it. They might wait for it. They're going to wait for it to come to
Yeah.
streaming or something. But it'll have a big weekend, the first weekend, and then after that,
But what is that? What is a big weekend? Because that's
These
that's
days,
going to be the side.
apparently 70 million is now a big weekend.
Yeah, are you, that's what I was asking. Are you talking for Barbie for this weird summer year that we're having, or in general?
I just all of it. Like, can it hit 100 with Oppenheimer coming out too?
The
It's
only
not
thing
going to
that
do
they
100 million domestic opening weekend. Not a chance in hell.
The one thing
So
that
what-
may
so what
save
can it
Barbie is that Barbie apparently is very friendly to China, and in the way that they made the film, and apparently there's a lot of excitement in China.
Well,
If they can pull in the
definitely talking
Chinese
about
box
that
office,
here.
then it could potentially do pretty well.
It's hard to try to bring the international box office into the conversation right now with so much happening and China not participating in full effect and Russia not being an
Thank you.
option and all kinds of stuff. But there's a lot of markets that just aren't open. That's why you kind of just got to look at domestic right now and hope that you can pull it off here. If you get the international market all well and good, which is weird for Mission Impossible because historically that's a huge international success story. So I wonder how it's going to be doing.
Esteban, personally, I couldn't care less because I already care the minimal amount.
There you go, Rob. I like it. Let's see.
This
I haven't
will
even looked to see how.
Mattel's future in movies. I don't know. They got other franchises.
Yeah, Mattel's trying to make other franchises happen, but they're all
Hot
basing it
Wheels,
off
the
how
movie.
Marvel. How
They've been
Barbie
doing it. It's been called that Fast and Furious series. That's Hot Wheels the movie.
That's the worst.
Been going on for 10 films.
I feel like this last one, it was tumbling downhill.
Which one?
Fast X.
So Mission Impossible is going into the weekend with already 20 million worldwide. Going into opening weekend with already 20 million.
Wow, I'm surprised it's not more than that.
Well, they had that one limited screening day thing on Monday,
It's cold.
and then they had like the official opening was Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I saw it Tuesday night.
So that's really not bad. Mission Impossible is not a Marvel movie. I think we all get used to like what Rob said, and that is still the initial. Like you get a big pop opening weekend, but look at all the other Mission Impossibles that were hit. Look at Avatar and look at Top Gun Maverick. You know, like if people aren't rushing to see it to avoid spoilers and chat groups and because they hang out online, they just go see it at their convenience. You know, they don't make arrangements and rush to see it, but they'll see it. Mission
Yeah,
Impossible.
it'll be one of those that goes on for a long time, but never has a huge box office like Top Gun Maverick. Like weekly box office, obviously, it had a huge total box office.
Yeah, it was massive.
Nothing can beat Top Gun Maverick. That shit was the best.
Yep, movies are done
I
now.
liked his Mummy movie a lot, and it, even with all the negative feedback, it was not a financial flop either. We looked it up, I think last week. It
Yeah, he only had,
more than doubled its budget. Oblivion was phenomenal. I love that movie. I watched that one more times than I can count. That movie was fantastic.
Oh, good. Spartan Finals open.
And Edge of Tomorrow, that's another fantastic one.
Edge of Tomorrow is also on my all-time action movies list. So that's 3 Tom Cruise movies. I would have never guessed that like
When
10
is your
years ago.
What do you want to watch?
Best.
Remy, I can't believe you've never seen Ghost Protocol.
I don't. Like I said, I don't think I have.
Do you like Incredibles?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You've never seen The Incredibles?
Are you talking about the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
No, you don't like it?
I mean, it's okay.
Okay. Well, most people think it's like the best Pixar movie, or a lot of people do.
By a lot of people, he means he does.
No, Ratatouille is my favorite, but that's probably second. Both directed by Brad Bird.
Isn't Ratatouille DreamWorks?
No. Remy, do you like Iron Giant?
Yes.
Best animated movie ever.
The same guy who directed that directs Ghost Protocol.
No, I can't put those two together.
You can after you see it, man.
I guess
All right, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I will. I'll watch it.
It was a Disney picture. It was Ratatouille.
Yeah, Disney Pixar.
No, it wasn't a Pixar.
Those are two different houses.
Yeah, it's Disney Pixar, man.
It was filmed. Yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind.
Come
God
on,
damn it.
Rob.
That's it. I'm out of here now.
Good. Yeah, you really don't want to argue with Tyler about children's movies.
Yeah, where else are you going to groom them, right? I guess church, but I mean,
Jesus.
Well, the Catholics already got a lock on that.
that's exactly it.
There's the turn, everybody. We were wondering where it was going to turn. That's the
It
turn.
happened.
Are we turning
What
right?
do you
No,
even
we're
mean?
turning left. You turn. Let's go.
Oh, God. Look at this.
Did you guys watch the last Oppenheimer? Oh, yeah, you must have, Mark. You saw the Oppenheimer trailer and the movie.
I watched that thing that you sent me to, Tyler.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you, you ever send me a link to a YouTube video that's 2 to 3 hours long and the equivalent of an actual movie itself?
You're not watching it?
I started that thing up and I was listening to it at first.
Double when your turn is.
And then I was like, what the how long is this? And it was 2 hours long. I was like, oh my gosh. You said that's what I should watch before I watch the movie. And I was like, what? I need to watch a documentary movie about the movie I'm going to watch?
No, it's not really about the movie. It's kind of like what's going on around the movie. That's why I thought it was like
you should watch
so
it. You're
good.
like, you should watch this before you watch the movie. And I was like, all right, I'll watch it.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't finished it yet because it's 2.5 hours long. I didn't have enough time.
I thought
it's
it's like a podcast. Like you can just listen to it. You don't have to watch it.
Well, no, I need to watch it because they show all the pictures.
They just show pictures of people.
Yeah, but there's too many characters. There's character arcs to this story. It's an actual movie. It's a movie that you're watching before the movie.
It's so interesting.
It was interesting. I'll give you that. I don't know why I thought maybe 20, 30 tops. This was 2 hours long. Over 2 hours.
Well, I feel better having watched it before I see Oppenheimer because I feel like I'm
How
gonna
long is
know
this Fran
everything
Drescher
going
thing?
on.
Because you got me wanting to watch that now too. But if this is gonna be
Well, the Fran Drescher speech
epic
is like
dialogue, if
6
it's
minutes long,
okay,
but I can slow it down if you want.
I mean, you were inspired that much. I didn't know how many hours she went on.
And then Bob
Is there
Iger,
in
of
the
course,
mix
said
tonight?
something.
I don't think so.
No, he's in Mexico or something.
Thought he was back.
No, I thought he was back. Yeah, he posted he was back, but doesn't
We're
mean that
doing
there's-
air quotes Mexico. He's still in Mexico.
His heart is still in Mexico.
but he didn't need a taco, I'm sure.
We'll let him tell his own stories.
I don't know.
It returns July 21st.
Did he finally go down the taco train? Well, there you go. See, Mark, aren't you excited? I didn't even go to Romania today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's after 10.
Yeah. I'm off, so
Should have went to Mexico.
I got to go to Smart and Final and pick up a few things for the barbecue.
What you cooking?
Brisket, pork shoulder, chicken, and sausage.
Nothing good.
A few things. Are you gonna have corn?
No wings.
Yes. Actually, we're gonna do cooler corn.
Cooler corn.
Yeah. So you have somebody's bringing like a case of corn. We're gonna shuck it and you put it in a cooler, and you pour boiling water into the cooler and close the lid.
Do you guys make your own corn out there?
California grows lots of corn. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're no Midwest, but we have a lot.
No. The corn's almost as tall as me here now.
9 feet tall.
No, it really is. It's probably like four or 5 feet tall now.
The corn is that tall, or the corn stalk is that tall?
No, it's the corn. The corn here is feet tall. You should see the stalk is like.
Yeah.
You have to measure it in meters.
When Tyler says he's invested in stocks, he's talking about real stocks.
Corn stocks.
Corn stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. We have
Tyler has what keeps our country running right now.
If it's produce and it's produced somewhere in the United States, it's probably also produced in California somewhere.
So it's just like your own brand.
Yeah, really, it is. We are a massive agricultural state, despite the fact that everybody associates us with technology and Hollywood.
I associate y'all with homeless population.
That
I remember seeing that where they were talking about how they wanted to break off. Texas talked about it too. Texas and
Lex
California
Luthor talked about it.
They were like, "Hey, easy way." Look at all that gold shininess too.
There's not that many of those on eBay, surprisingly.
Not after last week.
Now there's gonna be a bunch of fools who are picking them up
We'll
and trying
be
to post them.
next
Like, why aren't they selling on eBay, man? I thought...
Yeah, dude, this got me excited. This is my first the gold variant one for it.
Do you think you could crack it and get a higher grade?
I don't know. It must be something interior because these are like hardcore cardstock covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that weird.
That's what I was wondering.
And there's not a single spine tick on it whatsoever. It's just like that normal like little edge tails that you see on even brand new books. Like let me hit the I don't know why I'm wondering.
No color rub on the back black.
No, not at all.
Get some fingernail clippers, take those little edge tails off.
Yeah, just trim the book.
Yep.
Two small spine struts, front cover, barely break the color, small bends on back.
Water trick for years for me. Huh.
Yo, they're talking out their ass.
So you might be able to resub.
Yeah,
Not
I would definitely dude, What the graders notes say are absolutely fallacious. It says few small spines, stress front cover, barely breaks color. I've inspected this book closely, and there's not a single spine tick on it. Like I can do this in the light in front of y'all and see that there's not. And it's an embossed cover around the foil card. Like all of that is embossed.
Well, maybe that's
Austin
what they
says
saw.
foil
then.
scratches hit the score hard.
And then no foil scratch. It says small bend in left edge of chromium card. There's no bend at all.
Got a hard grader that day, or just a
Yeah.
CBCS grader.
I wonder when it was graded
Yeah,
on.
with the CGC, it'll probably be a 9.8.
Yeah, 9.9.
I would say probably an 11.
Either that or it'll be a 3. One or the
Like
other.
even grade bumping it to a 9.6 would be worth it.
Yeah, that book is actually like kind of
yeah.
rare.
Especially since
In a 9.8, this is hundreds of dollars.
you could submit, especially if you submit it to CGC, submit it, don't crack it, submit it as a crossover grade. It'll cost you less money to grade it, and then they'll crack it out and do it.
But I feel kind of weird about doing that. Like they want to like they wouldn't want to do a higher grade kind of thing.
They don't know. It doesn't get it gets completely separated from that. Once they crack it out, it gets removed from association with that, and it goes through the grading process completely blind.
Yeah, so I got a buddy who has a triple signed Stan Lee ASM book that he wants reholdered because it's in an old CGC case. I might send that in to reholder, see how it goes. I mean, if it comes back at 9.4, I really don't care, to be honest with you. I didn't buy it for monetary value, but it would be
crack it and send it with a $20 bookmark. All right, that's my trick.
Yeah.
The old I forgot my bookmark in there.
You're only sending 20s? What the hell's with you, man?
I mean,
I thought I told you.
It's a Turok one. I know it's the gold, but it's Turok one.
All right, that's true. It is Turok. Yeah, I only use the 100. I only use the hundreds in my my GSX one. There had $100 bookmark. Yeah. I don't know.
I want to do an unboxing.
I don't know. Well, we're going to.
Oh, we're going to, whether you want to or not. I was just curious if you wanted to.
I'm not opposed to it. Random box off the.
There's enough factors tape here to make work.
Does this box have a postmark date on it?
Yeah, this one's pretty fairly recent, Rob. This one's postmarked the 8th.
Austin LeMay says that $20 is 9.2 money at best.
Ooh. Packing tape. This is definitely a book.
Someone I know purchased a slab book a while back. Sometimes between then and now, the slab opened up a bit. Can he send it to CGC to get it reslabbed? He didn't really. So he can pay to have it reholdered, which would be a discount versus being regraded. They'll take a quick look at it, and if it doesn't look like it's been severely hit by grading, the grade looks approximate, they'll just reholder it with the same grade and send it back out. So that's what you can do. They won't do a mechanical error fix on it because you only have 14 days on that, and you have to have been the person to send it in.
Mm-hmm.
So when you basically go into your CGC and you're going through your submission form, one of the categories is a reholder, and you just select that, and it'll ask you to type in the number, the serial number for that book, and then it'll bring up all the population, and then you send in the book in its slab the way it is. Well, Brother John, it's what I do. I drink coffee, water, and I know shit.
That reminds me of Game of Thrones.
They drink a lot of coffee in that.
Are you talking about the flayed man?
The what?
The flayed man.
What is that?
On their banners.
Yeah.
No, he said he drinks and he knows things.
Thank you there, Chicago Salty. You're welcome, E-Man.
Is that a Bugs Bunny shirt?
No.
Oh, it looked like it, like where it was. You could just see the top of his ears. See, doesn't it?
It looks like long ears, yeah.
It's a shirt that says obstacles or opportunities.
Or
What is going on here, Mark? What are you?
So there's 10 books and they were packaged separately in groups of 5. They were packaged really well, but they use like scotch and packing tape. So here we go.
Oh shit! It's about to go down.
No way.
Oh wow!
All 9 nines.
And those go well with.
yeah, E-Man, I saw your post on the case. You're dead to me now. That's okay.
With these.
Just kidding. It's fine.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
But they all pale in comparison to that.
Do we know the print run of Turok 1?
Oh, I'm
no,
gonna
but what you guys didn't know also was that secretly Josh's Comics had 47,000 books listed on eBay under different names, and you guys all just fell for it.
Oh, have you seen the price that I paid for these? No. There's a few Turoks.
Now that you have them all, now what?
Let's get a few more. I still pick them up in the wild. It was just I made 3 purchases to participate in the week. I spent $15 on 10 of them, and then I just went ahead and grabbed the 9.8 for $40, which is a great deal for a slab. And I didn't have one, so I'm like, that's a good opportunity and time to do it. And then it had me look at these, and I paid $35 for that. I sent the guy an offer, and he took it.
What's funny is I sit there and I say that, like, what are you gonna do with all these? Says the man who's sitting on a shit ton of X-Force 1s, and
yeah, and all those facsimiles behind you as well. He hates that. Oh my god!
Those are great prints of those covers.
Yeah, he prints them out himself.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have any Turok?
It said there was roughly 1 million printed, or that's what it said on Google.
So there's plenty to go around.
so it's like X-Men 1 and Spawn 1. Got it.
X-Men 1 had way more than 1 million, right? Wasn't it more like 2 or 3?
I don't know.
I think X-Men 1 was,
there might have been a million. It might have been a million of each cover.
I seriously think you might be right. It's something crazy.
8 million, E-Man says.
Yeah, that might be right. It's something crazy with the X-Men.
Yeah, that's why I was like surprised as hell that they fucking did a facsimile of it. I was like really?
Why do you need one?
You can still pick them up for $5. Why do you need to fucking put a facsimile out at $8 when I could buy the original for less?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Why
Although
was
the
it so
facsimile might be
expensive?
rarer now, I guess. In theory.
Yeah, it definitely
It
is.
might be too.
Dude,
just that whole argument of, oh yeah, you got to get this third print because there's less of them than the first print. So
literally, by definition, every book ever printed is more rare than that book. It's the least rare book of all time.
What are you looking at?
X-Men 1.
Oh.
So the facsimile is definitely more rare. It's like probably like a fucking 1 in 100.
Yes, I'm gonna be rich. That's how I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start selling them on eBay and whatnot like that. Well, you guys, this is the rare facsimile, man. There's only like a fraction of these compared to the original book.
Yeah, I would
look it up. I'll be like Peddling Pete. Look it up. Okay, Fucking short dick motherfuckers.
Pedal and Rob.
Fucking short dick looking motherfuckers. You fucking queer giraffe.
Oh my god. If you don't know what Rob's talking about.
Bunch of giraffes.
I'm trying to check to see because you had asked about the print run for Turok.
It said $1 million on Google.
Is that
But
what it says? All I can find is the gold. It says it was 5,000.
But it didn't say exactly. It just said roughly. Let me look and see what it said exactly.
Well, I mean, if I guess roughly $1 million, you got to figure
that's more than Spider-Man 2099.
It said somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 million sold. So maybe there's more printed, but not more than 1 million printed. I don't know.
I mean, in all honesty, though, if you own all of them, you have $1 million. So there you go.
That's true.
They are.
I know we've destroyed some, so there's less than 1 million for sure now.
But there's still more of those than there are Berserkers.
How many of the Deadpool cards do you think you have, Rob?
I don't know. These are all polybagged. I don't go through them. I just give them away.
I don't think those are worth shit anymore. They were worth shit for like a week because of Rona.
Fake news.
Dude, Rona got people crazy on some dumbass shit.
That was a fabricated thing too.
Yep.
Guarantee it.
If I see them polybagged for less than $5 a pop, I pick them up and all the time, and I think that's kind of it's a fun little giveaway item, you know.
That's what I do with Turok.
I guess if enough people list it for crazy money, then it makes it real. I mean, that's all you need to do. Just
no, only if enough people buy it for crazy money.
But I mean,
that
that's
makes
what
it real.
builds the hype.
Because I can list anything for stupid crazy money, it don't fucking matter, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, so if you list it right, and then they're like, "Oh, look at this crazy guy who listed that," you know, what that Deadpool card for $1 million.
100 people can list
like,
something for a bunch of money, and that's what they're asking. But until one sells for that kind of money,
the Deadpool card was definitely selling
like $800.
Yeah, and I want to say it had to be graded into 10, so it was only the perfect ones.
Yeah, sure, and a perfect card.
But
for a lot of money for it's just like
that,
it's just like
that's
how
still
we're
like
all
a $40 card that was selling for $800.
It's just like all the rest of us here who are buying comics and buying them, put them in bags and boards the second we get them to preserve them and all this other stuff, all because in the fucking early 90s or late 80s somebody found an old Action Comics and it ended up selling for fucking $1 million. And always say, oh shit, look at that, we can fucking make a lot of money with our comics. No, you can't.
Well, now I'm sure you guys have probably seen, maybe not, but one of the new things is movie tickets. So like movie premiere night. You've seen that, Rob?
No, and I wouldn't.
So yeah, so like if you have like a movie ticket to the premiere day, opening day of a big movie, like that's worth money now.
I want to show you my bottle cap collection that I fucking picked up from bottle caps I found in the park. What the fuck? Stupid stuff.
Yeah, the movie ticket, because I've saved my movie tickets, so I have them, but I can't believe they would actually be worth it.
But I would imagine that would have to be at like a Hollywood premiere thing.
No,
you had like a movie ticket to like the
like opening day ticket to any big movie. For instance, there was one for Superbad that sold that was over $1,000.
Yeah, but where was it at? Just a random theater in Ohio somewhere?
Yeah, yes, that's what it was.
I understand.
You have to grade it through PSA though, so a graded ticket that's authentic.
It makes no sense. Look, I understand where Tyler says, "Hey, I hold on to my tickets," and he's collecting tickets that he physically used to go see a movie. I could see somebody doing it. I wouldn't do it, but I could see somebody doing that. But going out and buying some other motherfucker's movie tickets and shit. What the fuck?
I normally would save mine and they go in a drawer, and then when I would buy it on physical, it would go in the case of the movie. So a lot of
that's what I did.
Have my movie tickets in them.
I don't know. I guess I'm Fucking weird.
But when we moved into our house, because me and Lisa saw movies for like fucking over a decade together before we moved into a house and got married, I made our movie tickets into a G.
You were watching movies and Sin together?
When you said that, that's what I was thinking. If somebody wanted to pick one up for sentimental value.
Thank you,
For that
CJ.
reason.
Somebody at least is on my fucking bus.
Yeah, so if you should, somebody should search. If one of you guys can search, because I'm on my phone, for like PSA graded movie premiere tickets
Held
and
on
see.
to all those movie tickets since '95.
I'm looking
You
it
guys
up
are
now.
fucking
The-
hoarders.
Just
Yeah,
look,
official
there'll
ticket
be a
grade.
random movie premiere ticket that pops up, and you're gonna be like, "How the fuck are people buying this? It's crazy."
Oh wow!
Wow, I'm fucking weird. I guess.
$105 for Saw, $45 for Jackie Brown, $95 for Avengers, $79
What?
for Captain America, $90.
Why?
You said 100 for Saul. That one kind of blew my mind, but a real good movie I've seen go for
Well,
like
that makes more sense to me because the horror movie collectors are a subset all of their own.
Yeah, they are.
CJ, this has signaled the end of civilization. We truly have peaked and are on the downward fall. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, this is kind of cool. Somebody's got a. Never mind.
Oh, Remy.
Never mind. Yeah, I retract all previous statements.
What'd you find?
Nothing.
It's great presentation on eBay because they have like the movie poster.
eBay, yeah. Some of these are
What
cool.
did you find the ticket stub to go see Orgasmo?
Well, no. So they have ticket stubs like we all have, but some of these are like
No, I don't have any because I throw them away after I see the movie.
that we've all seen. Some of these though are like they have like a picture of it, or like it's like it looks like a bookmark or something. Like it's not like your regular break the ticket off here ticket.
Yeah, some of those are like that, but not
like one of these
usually.
is it's a 1983 Star Wars Return of the Jedi Japanese movie theater. So it actually has Darth Vader with like Japanese writing, and it's like long. It looks like a bookmark. It doesn't look like a movie ticket, is what I mean. Some of these are just movie tickets that just is the stub. It's got the date and everything on it.
Okay, if it had artwork on the ticket, I could see that.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these are cool, like they're
but just a regular old printed stub. I don't get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the last, I want to say it's the last year, this has kind of been the new collectible that's jumped onto the scene.
I'll tell you what. You know what's fortunate is that I don't have to get it. I don't have to participate in it or anything else. Everybody can have their little thing, and if that's what makes you happy and you want to spend your money on, knock yourself out.
Hey, you know what though? I mean, I'll tell you, Tyler has he knows he knows his stuff. He's at the cutting edge every time.
I don't have any. I don't have any.
This is why he's never coming on Only Slabs again. He'll bring on a bunch of slab movie tickets, and I'm going to be like, "What the hell is this shit?"
I don't have.
If he wanted to do that, he wouldn't have told us about this here. Trust me, he would have just showed up with movie tickets.
I would have kept that secret if I would have done that.
Look at this 1990 Home Alone movie stub from Reno, Nevada.
This one's really special because this one's actually signed by the cameraman who operated the third camera in the scene where
you see
there
this
are
kid rated
definitely
an 8
signed ones
instead of a 9 because I had a popcorn butter stain on the corner. Oh man!
Oh wow! All right, well there you are then. I'm a rich bitch finally. There you go, Mike. Yeah.
but you gotta grade them, and they have to be movies that people care about. So
Oh no, no! It looks like it can be any movie.
Well, people
This
won't
is
buy
weird
it.
stuff.
The fortunate thing is that somebody cares about every movie. So there's a movie for everyone that somebody cares about. But
So,
whether or not
so
the
your
market's big enough to support your
10 tickets to the premiere of My Big Fat Greek Wedding aren't going to sell.
well, who knows? For the right price, maybe. But oh well, what are you gonna do?
Great. Well, hey Tyler, if you're available next Thursday, let's talk about it. PSA movie tickets,
I don't have any.
the new investment.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I watched, they were actually talking about it as an investment. I think they're crazy, but
Ugh, excuse me.
I mean, this is what starts it, though. It's just some guy on a random stream that mentions it, Tyler, and now everybody's going to be digging through their crap trying to find their old movie tickets.
well, that's what happened with VHS too. Like people just all of a sudden decided to grade if people didn't grade VHS sealed copies, it would have never become a thing.
Could you imagine they were doing graded VHS copies back in the day when Disney used to do all their vaulting of stuff, and there's some of the vaulted VHS copies we used to sell for like tons and tons of money if we had graded copies of those back then. Damn.
Yeah,
I'd still have no money because I didn't have any fucking thing that mattered, but
I had them, but I didn't care about them, and I opened
how
them.
can I watch it if I slab it? How do you find short boxes for movie tickets? Well, you just get a lot more of them in a short box.
Well, there's short boxes for graded cards, so just go in that.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, no, maybe it fits perfect.
Maybe.
Okay, where do you keep your Pokemon cards, Rob? So
I don't have any.
Thing as that.
False Rob's line.
You're one of the biggest collectors we know, Rob. You've got
Yeah.
Pokemon cards.
Out of
right
the
next
four
to
of
you.
us here, I think only one of us has one at our disposal.
I keep them in my giveaway bin. Oh, that's
No,
a
I'm
shiny
talking about
one.
your slabs.
That's a shiny one.
You have at least one slab.
I do have one. I don't know where it is.
Must be in the safety deposit box.
I have CDs for the band called The Worst out of Australia. I don't know where the fuck it went. It's around here somewhere.
I know it's safe. That's all that matters.
He keeps it in the.
How about some canned bison? Would you like some canned bison?
Maybe that's what I should do. Send because I've been sending you raw Pokemon cards.
Was that from actually Dracula?
If I send you raw movie tickets, you can put movie tickets in the back of your comic books.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
All right, I'm after 11. I'm being called to parent. I'm gonna hop off here, Rob. You got it.
Oh, we're gonna end it here. So I gotta go to start. I got a Venom card. All right. Or how about Joker cards? You want Joker cards?
I've only got one card slab.
Yeah, people grade those.
Those Joker
cards.
These Joker cards?
No, not the Joker ones, but
Spider-Man
like
2099. That's a great card to have.
Yeah, that is a dope
We
card.
went to a fantastic card show here in Augusta, and
Can I get my COVID-19 card graded? Would that be good?
Y'all got graded cards, didn't we, baby? You got Spider Girl.
Yeah, and you got Spider-Man?
Yeah, I got Spider-Man 2099. He's the best.
No, I'm giving up all this. I want movie tickets now. I'm going movie tickets.
No, I think I'm onto something. We really could start collecting COVID-19 cards. That'd be.
I think that is brilliant, Rob.
All right, absolutely done. All right, guys. Monkey wants to come sit down with her. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Take it easy, Mark.
Bye.
Last one in, first one to leave. I see how it is.
God, we really
fuck is
should
this?
do.
Oh, this is some kind of what the fuck is this? Free comic book day. What the hell? I don't even know what this is. Oh, what the fuck? Gotta get off this screen. What the hell are these things?
It's Hero Clicks.
What the fuck is this shit? How did
You
I
don't
get
collect
this?
Hero Clicks too? Everybody.
I don't
does
even
that.
know where this came from.
Oh man, everybody's got Hero Clicks.
That's got to go.
That's
gonna
the
give it
next
away.
thing.
You heard it here first. HeroClix is the next thing.
No, it's definitely not. It's an old thing.
Movie tickets.
I do. I think movie
2004
tickets-
blockbuster Baby Geniuses 2 Super Babies.
It's funny that you mentioned Blockbuster, but okay. So in 1999, you could go to Blockbuster and play Pokemon Snap. I don't know if Rob remembers it, but there was a game that you could snap pictures of Pokemon, and you had to get a Blockbuster like credit card looking thing and insert it into the machine, and you could submit your Pokemon Snap pictures to Pokemon to make a Pokemon card. And those Blockbuster credit cards are now being graded as well.
Again,
so of
you
course
heard
I
it here
have
first,
one.
Tyler. He's got all the spec. On
I actually
other-
do think those are going to be big, but they're really rare.
What about graded expired credit cards? How about that?
That would not shock me.
I feel like I'm just going to empty out my pockets and send it to PSA and be like, here, whatever I can get for this.
This gum.
Library card. Like,
ooh. What if we got graded community stickers?
Community.
Comic book community stickers. That would be good.
Well, they do grade stickers, but basically only if they're on a card, like a Topps card sticker. You probably remember those.
I can stick them on a card.
Well, they have
they
to
have
already be
adhesive.
pre-stuck.
They have adhesive. That's the whole thing.
That was a temptation there, like to not peel off the sticker. And another thing I hated was those cards that you could fold and it would make it 3-dimensional. Like it would have like you could pull the person up and then it would be like a 3D card.
Yeah, and it would look like they're standing up.
Yeah. They had like baseball cards where the guy's like about to take a swing.
Yep.
But it was like, and then you could just push it and it was 3-dimensional, but then you ruin the value of the card. So, but how would you not do that? I had to do it every time.
Yep, same.
I'm not gonna
keep
this thing flat.
Now I'm confused. I don't know where the fuck it went.
Where what went?
Oh, wait a second. I still have 3 Pokemon cards left. Haven't been put in the books. I guess I gotta give those away.
You wanted to keep them.
I'll throw those.
Those are your keepers. I knew you were
No.
stashing some away.
No, because 2 of them are trainers, and one of is I don't know.
You have too many trainers.
Melmetal. I don't know. I'm gonna put a book out that doesn't have any, and somebody's gonna get all 3 of those cards in one giveaway. There you go. Done.
That's a big winner right there.
That's right. You get double trainers. Next thing you know, I'll start giving away business cards to comic shops from around the country. I'll just start giving those away. What the hell? Hey, shit. Just laying around my desk.
That's a thing.
Some of
All
these
right,
movie
well-
tickets are so random.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't
thing.
know what a trainer is. What I know is that it says trainer on the card. I can read the English language, Mike.
You can grade business cards for sure.
I can grade anything.
No, you can't grade anything, but PSA will grade business
hold on.
cards and like.
What I'm saying is, the grading company may not grade anything, but I can grade anything.
Maybe that's true.
It's 100% true.
That sounds like
Give-
something Comic Journey would say, not something Rob would say.
I'll give it an 8. I don't know what it is, but I'll give it an 8.
Comic Journey. I can grade anything I want.
Exactly.
No one can tell me what to do.
Look, CJ's a smart man. He understands. He understands the English language.
I don't know about smart.
And when
Or
I
man,
and
but-
when somebody says I can do this, look, I physically have the ability. It's not up for debate. Look, I'll even grade your performance on this episode. It's a 5.
Oh, shit.
Thank you. 5 out of 5. I appreciate it.
I'd take the 5 out of 10. I'm okay with that.
It's fine.
I'll take a 5 out of 5 all day.
And I always love how they set up the whole comic grading scale and stuff.
No
and,
grade, better
you know,
than no grade.
No, I just always loved it when they set it up. They went like this. It's like you got to pour down at the very bottom end, and after that, everything's all then you got fair. After that, it's good and it's very good.
Yeah.
In my mind, very good is better than fine, but it's just me.
I like that they went from good to very good. Like they had just added a very instead of like a great. It's like we're not gonna make a new word. We're just gonna say very.
Very good.
This is good. This is very good.
Yeah, but see, that should be like a 0.6, and then a 0.8 is very,
Right.
very.
Normally if somebody tells you, "Hey, what kind of condition is that item in?" Oh, it's very good. You're gonna go, sweet.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh wait, no. You mean it's like a fucking 4 out of 10?
I wish they wouldn't have gone from there. They could have just went poor to fair to good to very good to very, very good to very, very, very good, and just all the way
Super,
up.
very, 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 very
No,
good.
no super. Just add another very.
Oh, okay, just keep adding varies. Got it. What if we did a very good cubed?
Well, it'd be like a V8G. This is a
I was gonna say,
V8G,
yeah, like a
a V7G.
Yeah, it'd be like a V6 good.
Yeah, exactly.
God, this is going off the rails so
This is
fast.
a V10. This is a V10 good.
V10 good.
Nah, I see this as a V8 good.
V8G.
You gonna rate it in horsepower now? What?
Yeah, V8G.
It needs to be extremely awesome. There you go.
And then
that's reserved. That's reserved only for
the best grade is GAF.
Good as fuck.
Yeah, good as fuck.
Yeah.
That's the mint. That's the Jim Mint is the GAF.
Yeah. Don't worry, Remy. I rated your appearance here on this episode though a solid 8.5. Very funny.
Thank you. It's a very, very,
very, very.
No. That would be an 8.7. But
I got that V1G, baby. Woo!
or it would be like a CBCS where you get the 8.5 plus
with the check mark.
Yeah, it's like, well, we gave it an 8+, but it looks a little bit better than that.
Yeah, it's got that little check mark that no one fucking knows
We're
what
not
it means.
quite ready to give you. Oh, you need a meh. Yeah, that'd be good. I think maybe they should have rechanged the 5.0 to a meh instead of fine, or very, or
I like
very
that
good
idea.
plus, or very good plus, or whatever it is. You know, so yeah, it's meh.
You own this.
That's right. It's my own grading system. Very good. We'll put that. That's right. We'll put.
It's technically there.
Congratulations.
It's technically.
How'd you grade this? Well, it's a fucking comic.
Yeah.
Book.
6.0 has to be.
Then overseas they have a different grading scale. It's shite.
Well, it's because they're metric. Fucking, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? It's -32. What does that mean? I don't know. And then we can argue back and forth about the scale and how it goes.
How it differs.
Yeah, exactly.
A V8
better?
G here over there is like just fine.
Yeah. Most bestest number 10. A 10 is most bestest. Could be. But on our grading scale, we go all the way up to 11.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, on that note,
All right. Yeah. There you go.
I think we hit critical mass. Yeah, there you go, guys.
Okay, good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out for the Legion of Comics
All these
Hangout. We really
people,
appreciate you.
sponsors.
Wolverine is here, as the title says. Don't forget, BTC and cleaning and
Buy your
AVX
graded movie
and
tickets.
all these things.
Fat
Yeah.
Fat
While you're at it,
Fat
don't forget to become a member of the channel. It's available to you, and you can get loyalty badges, and you can like Superman and whatever, and blah blah blah. So there you are. I can't turn this off now. There we go. I'd like to thank our guests that appeared today. All of our guests will be receiving a copy of Legion of Comics, the board game, and they'll also be receiving YouTube residuals paid only for its rebroadcast over major networks over the air. So thank you all for coming on out, and remember, next time, spay and neuter.
How are you spelling board? Board game or board game?